I don't know, man. Maybe it all boils down to what you hope to see in a feature film. If I am to believe that there are people that are genuinely excited about James Gunn's monstrosity, maybe it all just boils down to preference, I guess, which isn't seems oversimplified. But I've always been of the opinion that when you take a comic book character and you adapt them to a feature film, the goal is to make it seem palpable in a real environment. Otherwise, what's the point? If you want to watch a cartoon, you watch a cartoon. If you want to read a comic, you read a comic. But if you're going to go as far as making a feature film, the goal, as far as I've always been concerned, and what I look for in a movie, is to make it seem palpable in a realistic environment. So when I saw the still images that came out months ago of James Gunn's Superman, and I didn't like them. And now that I've seen the trailer, well, I didn't really like that either. It looked terrible. It looks like an episode of the Power Rangers. It doesn't look like a big budget Superman movie. I'll go as far as saying that the Brandon Routh Superman movie looked better. That looked better. It was visually better. This just seems, I don't know what the hell this shit is. I don't know what they were going for. It just seems like the goal must have been just make it not like Zack Snyder's Superman. If Zack's Superman seems dark, make it bright. If Zack's Superman seems serious, make it seem not serious. That it was just about deviating from the world that Zack adapted on screen, which is true to the comics, by the way. I've been a Superman fan forever. Some versions are lighter than others. Some, the way the character is drawn, the nature of the stories. But as a Superman fan, lifelong Superman fan, I felt that Snyder's version of the character was the truest that I had ever seen to the comic. Like, yeah, that's how the comics felt. That's how the comics looked. But that, like I said, there are other artists, there were other stories, other people that handled the character, because if you know anything about comics, you'll know that there are several titles. Like you'll have Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, right? But yeah, man, this is the first time that I'm going to skip a Superman movie. And I don't, I'm not trying to convince nobody of what I think. I'm just saying that's what I think. Like, I've never skipped Superman movies from Richard Donner. The first, well, Richard only did one actually. The other three were handled by other directors. But I saw all four. I saw the Brandon Routh one. I saw Lewis and Clark with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. I watched all things Superman. This is probably the first time that I'm gonna skip a Superman movie. Like, nah, dog. You're not gonna sit me down and you're not gonna downgrade this shit, and I'm gonna watch it, and you gonna get my money? Nah, homie, I'm good. I'll wait for it to come out on I don't know, on one of these streaming platforms. You're not getting my money, bro. So you won't even watch it on Max. You never know. I mean, like, based, you know what it is? It's that, like I said, it boils down to what you want in a movie. For me, if you're gonna adapt a comic book character to a movie, it's not for it to be kitschy and kooky and zany. If I'm gonna watch a movie about Ghost Rider, for example, I expect it to be just as dark, if not darker, than Ghost Rider. And if it's not that, then it's a piece of shit. With Superman, it's like we already got the more happy-go-lucky Superman. We already got those things. All they really did was add a dog and a terrible-looking costume. That costume looks ridiculous. Everybody looks ridiculous. Hawk Girl, Guy Gardner, they all look ridiculous. It looks like an episode of Power Rangers. We finally getting, yeah, if you say so, bro. I don't think so. I'm a huge Superman fan, but nah, homie, you're not gonna get my money for that shit. I would say that Snyder's Superman best represents the comics at or around the time that he fought Doomsday. That's what his Superman reminds me of. That's that Superman. Now, if you're familiar with comic books, like I said, you'll know that there are always several versions of the same character. Different people draw them, different people write for them. So if what Gunn is trying to do is something more akin to, I don't know, the New 52, Because that's what it looks like. The costume looks like the new 52 costume. I guess, but I'm not paying for that. That shit looks terrible. Looks like he's wearing a big condom. That's what that looks like, a gigantic condom. Scheuer wants to know where the white girls are. I don't know, dog. I'm watching Mr. Terrific looks ridiculous. You serious, bro? A dude with a big T on his face? That shit look crazy. The other thing that people don't seem to want to understand is not everything is adaptable to the silver screen. That dude looked ridiculous. He got a gigantic T on his face. That shit looks crazy. I don't like nothing about that trailer, dog. I'll pass. If you're excited, more power to you, but I'll pass. That is not what I go to the movies for. And the fucking dog. I don't fucking need Super Yorkshire Terrier. I know that Crypto is in the comics, but not everything from the comics. You don't need to make all of it. What do I need to see Crypto the dog for? What am I watching? A Pixar movie? Maybe this is for the more childish people. I don't know. Maybe this is for people that want it to be more of a cartoon. But I just figure that, well, if what you want to see is a cartoon, then watch a fucking cartoon. I want to watch a live action cartoon. Yeah, there's a Crypto dog. There's always been a Crypto dog since about I want to say since every Superman version that I've seen, there was Crypto the dog, but it's like, bro, why would you put that in I mean, I don't need to see that. That takes away from how serious it is, or it's supposed to be. Crypto the dog with the little cape? Really? Okay. No, it doesn't. It looks terrible, ASVP. It doesn't look straight from the comics. It looks awful. I mean, like, an overwhelming amount of people are saying it vocally. It looks awful. And for 10 people that say it looks awful, you're always going to get one person that tries to convince you, no, it doesn't. You're telling me that I don't think it looks awful? No, you're trying to force me to you're trying to force me to like it. I think it looks fucking awful. The whole fucking thing. Why does Guy Gardner have a bowl cut? It's not the fucking 80s. Does James Gunn have no situational awareness? You gave Guy Gardner a bold cut and a motorcycle jacket. Yeah, it looks fucking terrible. Even Crypto looked ass. Yeah, the whole thing looks ridiculous. If what you want is a more ridiculous, cartoony, kitschy superhero movie, then have at 'em. But stop trying to tell me to like it. That shit looks stupid. The costume looks awful. I don't like the casting. I don't like this dude as Superman. The bot's been attacking everyone who disagrees. I noticed that. Any social media platform you go to, if you say, well, I don't really like what they did with the character, you get 10 people trying to argue with you. And it's like, it's odd that the reaction time, no matter what the social media platform, is exactly the same. That if you say something on Twitter or you say something on YouTube, there's somebody right there to argue with you. Like, what are you arguing about? You want me to like the fucking movie? I don't fucking like it. It looks terrible. He said he looked like a polite Lord fuck. Shit looks stupid, dog. Like, what are you trying to convince me of? I don't know what it's gonna do because I don't even know if these people that I'm seeing that do like it are real. I don't know. I would sooner believe they're just trying to manufacture a buzz so that people jump on the bandwagon when the movie is released. It doesn't seem real to me that I'm like, how could you say that this is better than that? In what fucking way? This looks ridiculous. This looked like Josh Whedon Superman. CW Superman. The shit don't look like, the shit looks stupid. Like, yo, the shit just looks stupid, dog. Like, I don't gotta say that in 10 different languages. The shit looks stupid. I don't go to the movies to see a cartoony type joint. If I'm going to the movies to see a live action adaptation of Superman, it has to be in a palpable environment. That whole shit didn't look real. Like, how does everything look bad? Everything looks bad. Yo, that's for real, Bobby. That shit looks... Yo, it looked like you could get a better suit than that at Party City, bro. Social media is all built on negative engagement now. Everyone wants to argue, which is why I'm damn near done with... I agree with that shit. Not really, to be honest with you. Not really. I didn't mind it. I've seen it. I didn't mind it. I do like it better than some other adaptations of the character. I do like it better than some, but it's not. It doesn't rank very high on my guys that played Batman. I didn't. It wasn't. I'm gonna give the second movie another chance. I'm gonna give the character another chance. Maybe it'll be better in the second movie, right? Because that's kind of how Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire was, where I wasn't crazy about the first movie, but I loved the second, right? Because the first movie set the tone for the second. So maybe the second Batman will be good with this Robert Pattinson kid. We'll see. They're taking a more Law and Order kind of approach to those characters. When I'm watching that movie, I don't really get the sense it's a superhero movie, even though they're, he's wearing a costume and all the different shit. And they're saying that this is supposed to be part of the same universe as this super goof. I don't need, bruh. It's sad that I lived long enough that I don't want to watch a Superman movie because they fucked it up for me. Like religion, I always wait for the next Superman anything to come out, but not this time, bro. Super Yamcha. Yo, you stupid for that, Smokey. Super Yamcha. Yeah, bro, I'm good. I'm skipping it, man. Super Timu, yeah, for real. Super Timu. That shit, I'm so sad. I showed my daughter. My daughter's just like me. We're big Superman fans. She was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? What happened to Henry? I was like, yo, I don't know. They wanted to go in another direction. She was mad too. Like, I don't know. We got Super Yamcha next year. Crypto, take me home. Like, what the fuck is this? Crypto, home. Like, nah, I'm good, homie. I'm good. I don't want to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? For real, right? He looked like a motherfucker Drew Henry, but the motherfucker don't know how to draw. He got drawn by a motherfucker that don't know how to draw. Ah, man, I'm so let down by that, man, because I was so happy with what they were doing. We were going to finally get to see Superman versus Darkseid on the big screen. I was looking forward to that. For the first time, I saw an adaptation of Martian Manhunter. I've never seen him adapted to the big screen, so I was happy about that. I was looking forward to the Lantern Corps. I didn't know which one they were going to do, whether it was Kyle or Hal. I didn't know which one they were going to do, but I liked where they were going, man. Shit. Now we got this cartoony crap. And it's all because they on Marvel dick. Like, y'all trying to keep up with Marvel. Like, bro, Marvel is one way and DC is another. And I like that they're different. That, yeah, Marvel is more light-hearted and colorful and jokey. Whereas DC is more serious and grounded and dramatic. Like, I like that contrast, you know? You don't judge a fish based on his ability to climb a tree. So don't try to make DC more like Marvel. I don't want that. Man. And then the guy they got for fucking Lex. Are you fucking kidding me, dog? We just saw him play Beast. Do you have no I wouldn't cast him just off of that. Bro, they just saw you play Beast. Now you gonna be Lex? The casting just seems lazy. But you know, you can tell DC has been trying. Yeah, that's what it is, Smokey. That's exactly what it is, bro. It's not my job to give him a chance, Mars Boxeo. It's not my fucking job to give everybody a fucking chance. You give him a fucking chance. The point of the trailer is for you to show me why I should watch the movie. You just showed me why I'm not gonna watch the movie. I don't have to give nobody a fucking chance. That's like saying you got to take your ex back. Why? Why would you have to do that? Fuck, I gotta give him a chance. You had your chance. You showed me the trailer. I didn't like it. Fucking, you gotta give it a chance. Motherfucker, you give it a chance. There's only one Lex. No, you know what? I didn't mind Kevin Spacey in the role of Lex Luthor. I didn't mind Kevin Spacey in that role. He was okay. I don't know. I liked Eisenberg. I liked the way that he played him. What it do, Undefeated?
Yo.
Shit, yo, he weighed 280, bro.
I was like, God damn.
Ya se sabe lo que él va a hacer entonces.
Yeah, he's gonna do the old Crisco, lean and punch. I mean, lean on
hit and hold or hold and hit. That's the plan.
Yeah, you know what's ass right now, bro? American boxers and American cinema.
Oh yes, bro.
Bro, the other day I took a flight to Mexico. And I'm gonna download a movie on Netflix to watch. Luckily, they had Back to the Future.
That was a great movie,
bro. We don't have no movies like that right now.
Es que yo no están pensando. It's like it's not that there are no new ideas. It's that they're scared to explore them because they don't have the buffer anymore. Before they had a buffer with the release of DVDs, right? So it was a chance for them to make the money that maybe they didn't make in the theatrical release. Whereas now it has to hit, and it has to hit the first time. So you're getting a lot of the same shit over and over.
Or if not, they try to save it, and it's like, bro, y'all, it's not good product.
It's not, bro. I want to go back. Like now, I'm ready for dramas, bro. I'm ready for different. And I'm a big superhero guy because when I was a kid, I never thought that they would be able to do what they've done. I never thought we would get movies that were that good about superheroes on screen. So credit to the guys like Favreau and all them guys that did the good stuff, right? But now I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to move off of that, and I'm ready to go back to crime dramas, crazy shit, gun shit. Drug shit, because I love my drug shit. And yeah, man, shout out to Bobby. Gunn always hires cheap actors. Gunn is the guy you hire to direct the episode of the Power Rangers, bro. That dude don't belong on no Superman movie. Deed said, I got Usyk beating Humpty Dumpty by 8th round KO TKO. So how we feeling, Ignacio? Old boy came in at 280, bro.
Honestly, Jules, I'm very shocked because of the fact that Coppinger interviewed this goofball, and in the interview, Fury had the nerve to say he spent the last 3 months in a training camp away from his family and his kids and everybody else, and that he had hired a personal chef to prepare all his meals, and that he was working out twice a day, and you come in at 281, man, get the fuck out of here. You didn't train at all.
Unless it was strength training, bro. You never. Unless it was strength training, I gather that if you're doing strength training, you're not just stuffing your face, though. You do have to stuff your face, like you actually have to.
Oh yeah.
You have to for it to work. Otherwise, you're just gonna get fucking injured. Basically, that's the only thing that's gonna happen. You're gonna try to lift some heavy shit, and the nutrients is not gonna be there for you to be doing that shit. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see. But my pick didn't really change because it's like, well, this is literally what I said he would do the Sunday after the first fight. This is literally what I said. He tried to box him. He sees he can't box him. He can't win that way. So he's going to try to outsize him. That'll be the next thing that he tries. And to me, the reason it's not going to work is because, like I said, when you came forward, that's when you got caught. It was moving away and jabbing and moving lateral. That's what kept you in the fight. If you're doing the opposite of that now, when you're going to come forward, you're just going to get caught sooner.
Yeah, he tried to be Sugarfoot Fury, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna try to be Margarito Fury, and it's still not gonna work.
I don't think it's gonna work, bro. That, like, if I felt like he was gonna do it, I would just say that, like, bro. At the end of the day, I don't pick who I think is gonna win based on whether or not I like them. It's just I already knew you was gonna do that, bro. Like, I already know what you're doing. You're gonna try to be big and the other shit is you gotta try to get him early. You gotta try to get Usyk early, because if it's round 7 and 8 and your big ass been doing all this shit, you gonna be dead tired going into them championship rounds, and that's where he could take you out.
Jules, how we doing, brother?
My Vivian got knocked out, bro. I'm fucking mad, bro.
Oh, I can't believe that shit.
I can't, but you know what? It's the same thing, Kyle. It's really the same pressure fighters, bro. If you put pressure on a fighter like Vivian, it is what it is.
Jules, she lost to a brawler, and there is a difference, because I was watching one of Amanda Serrano's old fights. No, they're different. They are very different, because remember when Amanda Serrano lost to Frida Wahlberg? That was a perfect example of how a boxer puncher breaks down a pressure fighter. But who was the one that retired her? It was a brawler in Diana Taurasi.
Yeah, but brawlers, you see, you do it different. You look at brawlers as being separate from pressure fighters, whereas I look at brawlers. Brawlers are pressure fighters. They just they're like C level. They're like D and C level pressure fighters. They don't do all the good shit. They don't throw combinations, but they're still pressure fighters.
Oh, they put pressure on for sure, but they're a different fighter. They're impulsive. They just throw fucking out of control volume. There's no strategy.
But that's still pressure. Of course you have educated pressure like Artur Beterbiev. Yes, you have educated pressure, but you also have wild pressure like Isaac Cruz. Isaac is a pressure guy, bro. The whole 3 minutes of the round, he wants to fight. That's the same thing with Artur.
He's the definition of a brawler, is Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, but he's still a pressure guy. He's still gonna come for the way that I categorize pressure fighters is, if you want to fight all or most of the 3 minutes, you're a pressure fighter. Pure box is not like that. They don't want to be mid-range throwing punches the whole round. If anything, they don't want to throw punches most of the round.
Yeah,
they don't want to.
Hey, did y'all see that picture? Speaking of Pitbull, did y'all see that picture he took next to Fierro?
Yo, he was fat as fuck, bro.
Yo, he looked like a mini Tyson, bro.
He was big as shit. I think he's done at 135, bro.
Hey, his name should be Isaac Bulldog Cruz.
For real, Isaac Bull Terrier, bro. Fuck Pitbull, Isaac Bull Terrier, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, Isaac is like a perfect example of a brawler that's just unrelenting, volume punching. There's no real step back or strategy. Kind of like when you look at other versions of pressure fighters, like a Tim Tszyu or even a Beterbiev or a Canelo, they're precise. They're waiting for their moments, you know.
Yeah, but that's because they're a better grade of pressure fighter.
Oh, for sure.
That's because it's like Chocolatito is a pressure fighter, but he's a high grade of pressure fighter. He doesn't throw bullshit. He knows how to slip and counter, roll and counter. He knows how to be defensible in the pocket. Not every pressure fighter does. Look at David Lemieux. For as strong as he was as a middleweight, oh, his defense was shit. Like, bro, you don't roll or slip or nothing, bro. You don't catch and counter or nothing.
No, they just take it and they just shoot back.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chocolatito, guess who his mandatory is?
But I don't know if that shit is going to happen, bro, because they said that they set it up for him to fight the WBO champion in Nicaragua. I heard that shit 2 weeks ago.
I've actually got big news for you, Jules. There are no Australian fighters with top rank anymore.
Why not?
Then the Maloneys, they're gone. They're out of contract.
I mean, if anything, they should go. If anything, they should all look. If you're an Australian fighter, if you're not already fighting on No Limit, you fucking need to. Okay, it's very fucking simple.
Well, fucking Shanika keeps saying I'm disappointed to be fighting once a year, and it's like, go see what No Limit have to offer you.
But that's always been my thing. To like, why are you not fighting on No Limit? I like Jasmine Parr, you know that. But what you know the point that I'm making, that if you have time to sign a Jasmine Parr who's just starting out, why wouldn't you sign Shanika? She's been a champion at 2 weights.
I don't know.
And let's be honest, she fine as fuck. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, why the fuck are you so hot? Like, the fuck is wrong with you? It's almost irritating. Like fuck. Can you be a little bit ugly? Shit. It's fucking irritating, bro. Freeze Temp said Tyson Bansong. So what do we think about Kyle? What do you think about Tyson? He's 281 for the fight. About 20 pounds heavier than he was the last time.
He's trying to use size for his advantage. So you know what? It worked for him with Wilder. Let's see if it can work against a person who's actually got skill.
Do you trust it though? Do you trust it?
I don't know if I trust it, but he's out of options, Jules.
That's the truth. He is.
When
you tried to be the boxer, that didn't work.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Well, he did adjust, but then Usyk readjusted.
Yo, Undefeated, your mic is going crazy, bro. That's your mic. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, well, you know what? This one intrigues me a little bit, but we'll see because Tyson. I'm not a fan of Tyson, but imagine if he gets a win.
No, I mean, I've entertained that it wouldn't be a bad thing for boxing because he is a character, right? There's people that like him, so it wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily for the whole of the sport. But it's just that when I look at the fight, well, this is literally what I said would happen. That he's going to try to come in bigger now, and he's going to try to be more aggressive, and he'll get off to a good start. He might start off better in this fight than he did in the last one, but in the middle, he's going to fade. And he'll get taken out late because of all the energy you burned in the beginning trying to get the knockout.
He's going to have to be very, very conservative. You might want to have to hang on for 6 rounds and then just unload in the last 6.
You know that's what I think is going to happen? That he's just got to hang tough in the first 4, and Tyson will, because the man is 281, bro. It's a lot of work for a man that size.
It's a lot of weight.
To come forward, to throw punches for 3 minutes. Like, nah, that's a lot of work for a dude.
He's looking for that one hit, though. He's looking for that one hit.
We'll see. What do you think of Undefeated?
When I saw his weight, bro, I thought what you said. Like, if he goes down, that motherfucker ain't getting up.
Yeah.
He's going to be struggling to. And that's a lot of weight, bro.
Well, that's the shit that the question, I forgot who asked it. It's my homie that's been a subscriber to the channel a while, but he's actually the one that raised that point that if he would have went down in the first fight, he's not getting up. His equilibrium was way off. That if the ropes wouldn't have held him up and he actually went down, the fight would have been over. And now you weigh more now than you did in that fight. So if anything happens, I mean, I don't think he getting up personally, but we'll see. That's why we watch. I bought the shit about an hour ago, just to be ready or whatever. Undercard is
Yeah, it really is. I mean, besides the co-main, it's kind of like
Well, the 2 heavyweight fights on there aren't half bad, Jules.
I like those fights, Ignacio. I do like those fights. I like Italma versus Dempsey McKean. I seen Dempsey. He can move. He can punch. He's a southpaw. I actually think he's all right. And to be honest, even though Hrgovic beat him, I was more impressed with him than Hrgovic. Like, I came away from that fight thinking, God, Hrgovic is shit, bro.
Yeah, and we all saw Hrgovic was shit.
For real. So I like Itelma. I like Itelma versus McKean. I do like that fight.
And then the other one is Fisher against who's the guy he's fighting?
Dave Allen, the White Rhino.
Ah, okay.
I mean, it's not a bad fight, right? It's not bad in the sense that, well, it's a developmental fight. It's the kind of fight that you expect him to be in, but it's not a great fight. You know, it's not like I need to see that. I need to see that. Like, it's not like that. You know.
I do like what Dempsey McKean has done in choice of sparring partners. He's been sparring Jai Opetaia, which I think is perfect for a Moses Atamo because he's quick. He's a southpaw. Shit.
And he's not. Moses is not that big a heavyweight, if you notice. Like he's not one of the bigger, physically imposing heavyweights. So
yeah,
what he has is mobility. Like that's what I've seen of him, and I like him. And he has speed. He's quick, and he can move. Which is like, yeah, you would want to spar a cruiserweight for a guy like that because that's what he has.
For sure. I swear, if he could cut the weight down, he would be a cruiserweight.
I think so. Like he looked like he could get down to 200. It might not be a bad idea.
He moves like a cruiserweight. Fuck. Shit. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! They got Isaac Lowe on here against Lee McGregor.
You know how fucking tired do you know how fucking tired I am of seeing Isaac Lowe? Se te sale la sopa ese tipo, man. It's like, yo, wherever Tyson Fury is, Isaac Lowe is on.
Yep.
Yeah,
fucking shit is crazy, bro.
Well, his manager, that's turned promoter, is teamed up with Tasman fighters, and he's really invested in Australian boxing, which is weird because he's a Brit.
No, it's because everybody sees what I see.
Isaac Lowe.
What do you say, Jules?
Isaac Lowe
what I see is the potential for a very, very lucrative and loyal market. Very lucrative and loyal. The only thing that I don't like is I do feel like No Limit sometimes exploits you guys because it's too many pay-per-views.
I agree. No, I agree. But that is going to be gone as soon as DAZN purchase Foxtel because Foxtel want to sell and DAZN want to buy. So it's a very
that's the only hang-up that I have that it's kind of like they've been on a UFC model trip almost. Like, yo, y'all got a pay-per-view. Like, it feels like it's almost every other month y'all got a pay-per-view. Like, y'all got to chill. Some of this shit y'all got to give away to build these young fighters. You know what I mean?
It is almost a PBC build, Jules, and they're using fighters like Sam Goodman and Nikita Tszyu to sell the fights. Nikita will sell because I haven't seen Nikita in a boring fight, but Sam Goodman.
Yeah, Nikita's fun to watch, but Sam don't belong on. Personally, Sam don't belong on pay-per-view.
No, he doesn't. He's a good fighter. He's a good boxer, but he's not.
He's all right. But you know, if it's me, and I don't know what Matchroom's plans for Justice are, but if it's me, bro, I'm trying to build Justice in Australia. I'm trying to build him there. And whatever international fighters you want him to fight, yeah, he can fight them, but fight them in Australia. Otherwise, you're not building anything. Yeah. Base him out of Australia and have him fight there. It's not complicated.
Well, Jules, these last couple of fights for Tasman, they've been pretty downgrade fighters. They haven't been good. Like, the next guy is going to fight is probably going to run through. They haven't been, like, you had him fighting Lorraine.
Yeah, but the thing is, Justice don't have a lot of fights, bro. That dude don't got nowhere near 20 fights or nothing like that, bro. So well, who's he supposed to be fighting right now?
I know, but when you're fighting the likes of Kevin Lorena and Andrew Tabiti, who's got a tough bloody chin, you want him to be fighting better competition.
I don't agree with that, but don't you say that it's a credit to him that he was able to fight? Yo, he fought the same Kevin Lorena that damn near knocked out fucking Daniel Dubois, and he did better than Daniel.
No, Jules, that is great. But then he goes and fights a Troy Pilcher and a bloody an Argentinian who was massively overweight.
Look, I seen that shit. That dude was obese. I did see that shit.
That was bad, dude. That was bad. You know,
the shit is that if you take out the Kevin Lorena out of that, well, those are the kind of guys he's supposed to be fighting. Like, look at the guys that Wilder was fighting when he was at that same stage. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what you're supposed to be doing right now. It's the Kevin Lorena that stands out there like, damn, you fought that dude already?
Hey, Tabiti was a tough bastard. Like, you punch him in the head and he keep laughing at you. Tabiti was tough.
Yeah, Tabiti's I'll say for where Justice is, Tabiti.
Yeah, that was good fight. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because we know, that at world level, Man, I remember Dorticos laid his ass out, bro. He laid his ass out, bro. I didn't think I didn't think that was gonna happen either. Ignacio, what do you think about Uniel Dorticos Zurdo Ramirez? They're saying they're about to order that shit.
Ignacio.
I agree with Ignacio.
He makes a good point. The way that he put it. I think, like, personally, Zurdo has the tools to win that fight. To beat Uniel, you got to get in his chest. You can't give him room to get the arm out. If you give him that room, you could be in deep shit. But if you could get in his chest, mid-range, box him up in there, you could take away his power. So it's like, well, Zurdo knows how to do that. For a number of years, that's how he fought. So he knows how to do that. So he should be okay. He should be, you know. When Jaime's getting knocked out by a dude with 4 knockouts, you never really know. Never really know.
Hey, so how do y'all feel? Which I feel amazing, but how do y'all feel about Top Rank going to the Zone?
I'm glad, bro. Like,
Can I get a hell yeah?
But
Exactly,
I'll say this. Te lo voy a decir ahora. I have it on very good authority. Very good. That's conflicting information that they're going over there. Somebody at Top Rank. That's all I'll say. They said that shit is not true. That doesn't. I don't know. I just know that somebody said, yeah, that shit is not true. I hope they go over there.
Yeah.
I hope they go over there. I want them to, and to me it makes sense. But the person, because of who the person is, I can't ignore it.
God, bro, I just don't want to see Top Rank come soon. Peacock, like, bro, that shit'll be.
Oh, look, Top Rank is struggling at the moment. They haven't had that many good shows. All their good shows are in Japan or Canada.
Yeah, I mean the best show they did this year was what? Better Beaven Smith, right?
Yeah, and that was in Canada.
Damn, I can't even remember.
I'll say the Top Rank shows that I really enjoyed. Better Beef Smith, that was a Top Rank show. I enjoyed Keyshawn Davis versus Gustavo Lemos.
Keyshawn was a godsend.
Yeah, and I enjoyed. I ain't gonna lie, I did enjoy watching Navarrete beat the shit out of Oscar again. That was fun. But it was though, like, bro, when Navarrete fight, you're not gonna be bored. Is the main thing that when he fight, you're not gonna be bored.
That is true. That's true.
You're not gonna be bored. Like that was like if he ain't. And the other thing is, Dennis didn't beat his ass. He just lost, but he didn't get his ass beat by Dennis.
Oh no, Devin, he outsmarted him, Berencic.
Yeah, that's what he did. What do we think about Keyshawn and Berencic? Because it's like, yo, this is not Gustavo Lemos, you know?
Yeah. Oh, look. Actually, I favor Keyshawn, but this is going to be a chess match.
I think so, because he don't come right at you in a straight line. Like, that's his whole shit, that he going to dip off to the side, hit you in the blind spots. He's not going to come at you in a straight line. No.
Lemos, for anyone that can really punch, Lemos is food.
Oh shit, Undefeated, you have an admirer. Undefeated looking cute. My type of vato for sure. Yo, we gotta put Undefeated. Damn. We gotta put Undefeated on the Jumbotron, bro. Oh shit, we gotta put him on the Jumbotron, bro.
Hey, fuck that. Put my cash up, bro. Fuck.
Oh shit. Ignacio, what was the question I had for Ignacio just now?
No, Ignacio's been bloody quiet for a while.
Yo, what up?
About Zurdo.
About Zurdo, yeah. What do you think about? Because they said that for those that don't know, Dorticos has actually been the WBA mandatory for at least the whole year now, right? Like even before Zurdo won the belt. But they're saying that they're about to order that fight. What do you think about Zurdo versus that guy, bro?
I mean, Dorticos is not. I mean, he's been a solid guy at cruiserweight for the longest time. I mean, he's been there from that, group of guys like Usyk and Bradis and fucking who's the other guy I was thinking of? Wacky, all of those dudes. Yeah, he's part of that whole crew. The only thing with Dorticos is his fucking career, I think, has been mismanaged. Like, he fought so long at cruiserweight, then all of a sudden he went up to heavyweight, and now he came back down to cruiserweight. So it's like, what the fuck are they doing with him?
Bueno, tell it the way it is, bro. He's Cuban. His career has to be mismanaged.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Career's not mismanaged, then he's not a Cuban fighter, bro. Like, if you're a Cuban boxer, your career has to be mismanaged. It's in the Bible, bro.
I mean, who the fuck? Who would have thought 10 years ago we'd be sitting here saying Erislandy Lara is probably the best Cuban fighter that's been out in the pros?
You know what this shit is? I'll give this to Lara. And I don't like pure boxers, right? Like, I really don't. But there's no shame in saying and giving Lara his flowers that, you know what, he has been around a long time and he's not for play. He's not for play. Like, you got to be all right to beat him, bro. You gotta do something.
He fucking fought Canelo,
bro. No, even the Brian Castano fight. Like, the dude is like, once again, I do not like pure boxers, but I got to give him his flowers that he is one of the better pure boxers of the last 10 years. He is.
But not only that, Jules, you also got to give him credit for fighting a guy like Alfred Angulo when he was at his peak. Not a lot of motherfuckers were trying to fight that dude, and he stepped up and did it. And also, too, he fought Jarrett Hurd. I mean, he's fought a lot of tough competition. And that's one thing I will give him.
That the longevity, even this fight that they're saying that he might have with Chris Eubank Jr., you know what? It's not a foregone conclusion that Chris wins. Like, when I looked at it, I'm like, when the fuck has anybody ever had it all their way with Lara? When? It's never happened. Like, even the dudes that beat him, they had to fuck him up.
Yeah,
beat him, bro. Like, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, they had to beat his ass.
So, I don't know that Chris is going.
And he did beat the younger Danny, retired him.
Yeah, so shout out to fucking retiring Danny Garcia. That's a great moment for boxing, bro. That's a great moment.
Yeah, so just getting back to Dorticos real quick. I mean, I guess you could say he's a legit guy just based on the guys he's fought. But honestly, right now, I think what they're just doing is they're just going to try to give Zurdo as many defenses of that belt before they finally decide to go after the other guys.
Te lo voy a ponértelo así. Badu Jack is WBC champion now. To me, the Badu Jack fight is more winnable than this one. Like that's essentially what the question is. Do you view Dorticos as a dangerous fight for Zurdo?
Yeah. In that Dorticos is not a pushover. He's going to show up and he's going to try to win that fight. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Badu Jack, it's been 2 years since Badu Jack fucking
he's going
fought.
to fight Ryan now. He's got to
but not only that, Jules. I was going to say, not only that, Badu Jack has been in a lot of fucking wars. So that dude is just, he's like an old tire that literally the tread is coming off.
The shit is smooth, bro.
Yep.
Careful, boys.
He's like that tire that literally has no tread on it.
Look, he's got the Ryan Rositsky fight, right? And I know that Ryan is straightforward. Ryan is a brawler. He's a brawler.
Yep.
He's got his limitations. But for a dude that is 40-something years old, you haven't fought in 2 years, I don't want to sleep on Jack again because I thought Makabu. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Makabu might get him, like, because it's like, you old, bro. Like, that's the main shit that, like, you an old ass dude.
What Michaelian did to Makabu, fucking hell.
Right? Michaelian knocked his ass out. But the shit is, it's like, I don't know. Like, Badu Jack is clearly more experienced. He's fought at a higher level, and he's fought the better fighters. But he's fucking 42 years old, bro. And he ain't fought in 2 years. And you about to fight this big ass Canadian with all these tattoos?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, B.
Yeah.
Man, you never know.
You never know. Shout out to Luis. If Zurdo beats Dorticos, I'm impressed. He beats Jai. What do we think about that fight? Like, I want to say that up until recently, I was convinced that Jai beats him. I was convinced, like, Zurdo don't have it for Jai. But the one thing that stands out is two things that stand out. Zurdo has inside game. He's very good on the inside. That's one. And Jai's gas tank. problem.
Yeah,
a
the
problem.
problem is, Jules, the gas tank is always a breeder's fight. And the first time he broke his jaw, and the second time he broke his nose with a headbutt.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah,
the shit is you can't. But the shit is, you don't think that him. See, Jai is good mid range to outside,
yeah.
mid range to outside. On
Well,
the
he's got some
inside,
inside game.
I don't be seeing Jai fighting on the inside.
Watch some of his early fights, Jules. Trust me, he's got plenty of inside game.
Oh, what?
You can take my word for it or not. But
No. I'll look. But I've been I've been watching Ja for 5 years, right? Like
Yeah.
I've been watching him
Yeah,
for 5 years.
Bro,
it's his
stop,
mid-range
bro. Stop, bro. This is Zurdo Ramirez, bro. Only one that believes in Zurdo is you and Scrappy. That's it, bro. That's
Oh damn!
No, but no, I give him credit, like, bro, he's doing his thing up there though. Like, he really is though.
Yeah. Oh no, look, the Chris Billum-Smith. I completely overrated Chris Billum-Smith's ability to pivot. Like, I thought he could pivot, but he never fought a fighter that he didn't even need a pivot.
The same Chris Billum-Smith, right, that had Lawrence Okoli on his knees. Literally, he had him on his knees, bro.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Zurdo beat him. Zurdo beat him easy, bro. He
Yeah.
took it like he took him to school, bro. Like, you gotta give him credit.
That being said, Masternak was fucking up Chris.
Yeah,
Billum-Smith.
Masternak was.
And
I think you know what I
Masternak-
think, bro. Masternak threw the fight. He threw
They
the fight.
think he bloody got screwed. They think Floyd Mason got screwed when he went over there to fight him.
To me, Masternak was paid to throw that fight. That I don't want to be that armchair guy, but I'm saying I think he threw the fight. Like, I think he threw the
Chris
fight, bro.
Definitely has limitations. I don't see him as a top 5 cruiserweight.
So let me go over to Leo. Leo, before I go take this shit, do you view today's Uniel Dorticos as a threat to Zurdo Ramirez? Because that's his mandatory.
Yeah, it's still because we were talking about CBS and the other. Well, how the other guy is called?
Cruiserweights, Leo.
No, but how is the other guy that sort of fought the one that won a title?
Oh, Gulamarian.
Oh,
Okay.
of course we won.
Excuse me. Now, if we are talking about those guys, yeah, there were dangers because they're cruiserweights, they're almost heavyweight, but Dorticos is the kind of guy that you cannot sleep 1 second because he's gonna knock you out.
Yeah.
And Zurdo, I know he has a fucking chin, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I can take a full flesh shot from fucking Dorticos standing on foot.
What do you think about him versus Jai Opetaia, Leo?
And at this moment, I'm favor Zurdo on that fight.
Oh, really? So you think Dorticos is a sleeping giant?
Yeah. For me, this
Pretty
last
much.
fight, for me, this fight sold it. That is really growing on that fucking style that I don't know, Vasil Surdomachenko or something like that, because his boxing is using the space, is pivoting, is taking angles, is using head movement, is sleeping, is doing all of the shit in the ring. So yeah, I think someone can get him. For example, I think Dorticos can get him, but
Jeez, Dorticos is the king of the cruiserweights, unofficially.
I don't know. I think he is because he's showing more levels than anyone, and Jai, I think he's very, very good. And if you can take him with a couple of shots, if you can hurt him, you can get him out of there. But boxing for 12 rounds, Zurdo wins the decision. If you cannot hurt Zurdo, he's gonna take you to a decision and he's gonna win.
I think you can hurt Zurdo to the gut, though. He looks like he's got that jelly belly and he likes to protect it really well.
Well, he does a good job. He does a good job of moving and pivoting so that you don't get a clean shot at his gut.
Yeah, but how quick is he? How quick is he? He isn't Jai quick.
No, but he's
quicker than Cruz. Yeah, exactly.
He's been faster than a lot of the guys he's faced so far.
Oh, for sure. No, and I got to give Zurdo his flowers. He was very, very impressive.
Yeah, I mean
But when I look at figures, like when I look at body structure, Jai doesn't look like he's got an ounce of fat on his body. He just looks like everything's muscle. Like you hit him in the chest, he's not going to feel it. You got to get lucky with breeders. You got to catch him with his jaw open so he can break 2 hinges on his jaw, or you got to headbutt him in an accidental thing to gas him. You know.
True, but then also, I mean, one thing about boxing is that you can't always say that a guy has to be body beautiful to say he's a great fighter. I mean, there have been guys who never had an ounce of muscle on them, and they were some of the best fighters ever. So that doesn't necessarily always hold to be true. You know, like for example, Julio Cesar Chavez was never ripped his entire career, and he beat the shit out of people. So you can't always judge a book by its cover.
That is true. That is true. I mean, Tyson Fury,
yeah, exactly. There you go.
The biggest doughboy to make a fucking career out of 2-time world heavyweight champion. Wasn't
yeah.
So yeah, no, you're right. But I think at this lower weight, 200 pounds of cruiserweight, I think you need to be in a bit better shape. And Chris Smith was not in good shape. He did not look in good shape for that fight.
Well, to me, the thing with Billum Smith is he looks like a guy who legitimately is a heavyweight that was cutting down to cruiserweight. That's what he looked like to me.
Well, same with Thompson.
CBS, right? CBS.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh, what do we think of Jai Opetaia's replacement opponent in David Naika?
I think they wanted to play it safe, and they did, because David Naika is ranked pretty low in the IBF. He's like 10 or 9. Whereas, you know who I thought he was going? I thought he was going to fight the Polish guy, the one who looks like a penis. Looks like a penis with boxing gloves, bro. You seen that dude? He legit looked like a penis with eyes. So
if you got mad at him, Jules,
white beanie on.
So if you got mad at him and you called him a dickhead, he really is.
He's a dickhead, yo. The top 2 guys in the IBF was Mikhail Cieslak and Masternak. I thought he was going to fight one of them, and it's like, well, look, I'm not going to knock them because those are not easy fights. Cieslak is not an easy fight. Can Jai win it? Yeah, he could win it, but it's not easy. You don't want to have to work extra hard if you don't have to. So if the IBF approved Naika, it's like, all right.
Yeah, Cieslak was going for the WBC interim title, so he was already off the board. Masternak was next best, but he wasn't going to take the fight.
I would have thought Masternak would have took the fight, but Naika, it's like he's what, 10-0. I think he's from New Zealand, right? Naika?
Yeah, no, he's a tough Maori boy. He's talented.
He's 10-0, and it's just that it's too soon for him. It feels like the Jordan Thompson fight all over again. That it's like, yeah, you big for the weight, but you 10-0, you ain't really seen nothing yet. You ain't done nothing with nobody yet. So it's I expect Ja to take care of him. I expect Ja to wrap him up.
I don't know.
I gotta say this though,
but this is his mandatory. This will be his new mandatory.
Yeah, and then after that, he could do what he wants. Go ahead, Drew.
This is where we're at in American boxing, Jules, where bottom feeding Rick Glazer and bottom feeding Keith Idec are going back and forth about breaking stories, tax returns, and the fucking suckish lame shit when we should be talking about the fight. It's crazy, Jules.
Yeah, it's like, but I see if what Keith said is true, if what he said is true, then I would understand. He said some slick shit about a dude that died. I think that's what Keith said, about a friend of his that died young or some shit like that. I read something in there like that, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, if you doing shit like that, then you kind of out of pocket. There's no.
Oh, Glazer's out of pocket, but then here we got Keith Idec saying, well, you're just an egomaniac like the billionaire trying to take over the country and Eli.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that Democrat shit. I was like, man, you a fucking Democrat, ain't you?
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Fucking Keith Idec and Rick Glacier are beefing.
Man.
But my larger point is this is where we're at with American boxing in all aspects. The fucking power brokers and
That they
quotes.
should be talking about the fight. That there's a huge fight this weekend, and there's dick fighting with their swords or sword fighting with their dicks or whatever the fuck.
Oh God!
Whatever
Someone
they're
make a
doing.
clip of that. Dick fighting with swords. Two
Yeah.
dicks holding swords.
Yeah.
You know, you know who you should get to do that, Jules. You should hit up that guy Lunatoon. I bet he could draw that shit really funny.
Yeah, two fucking dicks. It's like because IDEC is a PBC show. Like in any other era of boxing, the current state of affairs at the PBC, it would be the biggest story in boxing, honestly. That you guys started out with $500 million. You guys used to do as many as 36 shows in a calendar year, split between Fox and Showtime, and look at what you're reduced to. And nobody really writes about it, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, so nobody's gonna write about this. It's just gonna be me making videos about it. That y'all went from doing 18 shows last year to 5. Y'all don't want to write about how they fell off. They
Actually,
fucking
Jules,
call it what it is.
You can only count 4. One of them was the No Limit show.
I mean, that's what I say all the time. That the Zoo versus Bakram Murtazaliev, that was a No Limit show, bro. On No Limits Down, there were no PBC fighters on that undercard. There were no PBC fighters in the main event.
PBC didn't even finance that show.
They didn't finance anything, if you really want to be honest, because
No.
Canelo's fights pay for themselves. That's not like, bro. It's Canelo, bro. You basically printing money, basically.
I'd love to know that attendance number for Zoo versus Bakram Murtazaliev because I imagine it was
still blame
very
Tim.
small.
I still blame Tim for that. You don't need to be out here in a fucking shoebox in Florida. What the fuck is wrong? That's like you let your friend, y'all go to the party and you let your friend go home with some fat bit. It's like, yo, what you doing? Bro? Like,
And that's where I
doing?
don't feel bad
You were the
for
guy
Tim and his team. Especially his team. They're like chasing this 1990s fame in America that ain't there no more.
Bro,
But
this
it doesn't exist anymore.
I know,
Look, think about it this way. Jermel Charlo, whether you like him or not, he became undisputed. And he became undisputed in a good way. Like, he fought, he did what he had to do. He fought Rosario. He fought Castaño. He won his belt back, yada, yada. But if he did not become a star, right, in America, and he's from here, he did not become a star in America. Tim, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You not understanding that it's not like that over here anymore, bro. Like, it's not like that.
Bro, this motherfucker got knocked out in front of people that paid $1 for their
Yeah, oh, fuck.
Like,
yeah,
bro.
That's even more, doesn't it, undefeated?
Que la verga. Nah, bro, you
That's
trip,
fucking
bro.
crazy. You tripping.
Nah,
That's just a sad indictment that he got knocked out in front of dudes who paid $1. What the fuck?
I know.
Wow.
I'm always gonna come back to this. That you don't. Do you know how long it takes to get here from Australia, bro? You may as well be on another different fucking planet. And you got on a plane to go fight in a shoebox in Minneapolis? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
In a casino ballroom in Orlando?
For real, he fought in front of a fucking box of Air Force Ones, bro. He fought inside that
biggest numbers: 10,000 against Jeff Horn, and 11,500 for Tony Harrison.
He's been moving backwards, chasing the American dream. Drew, I know you're in LA. I know you're big on the movie scene. Am I bugging when I say that, James Gunn Superman, that shit make me
I don't want to get you flagged.
Oh,
but what I want to say it rhymes with Faye. It just was very that.
It was very that, and it is very that I'm like, I don't know if they paid a bunch of bots to perhaps manufacture a buzz online, because I believe that's a thing that you can hire bots to manufacture
that's what
a buzz.
Greg's suing Kendrick for. I mean,
right?
Yeah, he's suing his label for that.
So I think that's because I'm like, who in their right mind thinks this looks good? Who? I'm a huge I've been a Superman fan most of my life. And this is the first
Jules, it looks like
crypto.
It looks like a C-Dub. It looks like that C-Dub, Lois and Clark, Smallville.
Yeah.
It looks like a TV sitcom.
Yo, that shit looks so bad. Did you see Guy Gardner? He has a bowl cut, bro. Who the fuck wears a bowl cut in 2025? Like, I don't know, but
Man, I'm sorry. My Superman got to be over 6 foot and at least 225.
Yeah.
no. In
Yeah.
fairness, the guy that David Cornpone, whatever his name, Cornpone, he is 6'4", but he looks terrible. Like yo, he don't look like like Superman, like he at all. Like the dude don't look like Superman.
James Cavill looks like a tank.
You know what I'm saying? Like he should have had fucking Henry,
my
man.
Superman, remember that clip where Vanessa Kirby's looking at Henry Cavill like, I will lick the fucking nut off your fucking
You know what I'm
ass.
saying? Like fucking that bitch was. I seen that shit. That bitch was ready to risk it all right then. And he over there talking about Warhammer and shit.
If my Superman don't look like that, it's not Superman if he can't do that to bitches.
No, honestly, yeah. If you Superman for real, you got to be able to pull bitches, bro. You can't be Superman, but you can't get no ass tonight. That's not super, bro. Like Superman need to be able to walk into a room and get some ass tonight. And this Cornpone kid, bro, like who is this? He looked like a TA at a college.
Now, if you had Superman's powers and only in the realm of bitches, where are you X-ray looking at first? Her bush or her ass?
Honestly, I'm gonna look at the bush. I'm gonna look at
One
the
of the
bush.
best.
He's looking at the labia.
Jules.
See how big the labia is.
Yeah.
Jules, just real quick though, right now that you're talking about how whack the Superman looks, isn't that really a fucking sign of the fucking times we're living in? Because don't we complain about this generation of dudes being a bunch of simps?
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that Superman's a fucking simp.
Super simp, bro. Super simp, bro. Super
Yeah.
Timu. What did Smokey call him? Super. What the fuck did Smokey call him, bro? That shit had me rolling. It wasn't Super Timu. It was something else. But yeah, like it's terrible, bro. Like y'all fucked up Superman, bro. That's a staple.
So could it possibly be worse than Superman Returns?
Nah, Superman Returns actually wasn't bad, and that's saying a lot coming from me. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Superman fan, right?
Whoa! Yeah, I know that.
I didn't think it was. It's not horrible. Like, nah, it's not horrible. He's not Christopher Reeves, you know. And remember, at that time, Christopher Reeves was the gold standard. I can wholeheartedly say that Henry is the perfect adaptation of that character. Like, yeah, he looks just like Superman.
And Superman Returns was the filler one before Henry, right? That one weird.
Yeah, the one in between.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad though. Like
That Brandon Ruth dude or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the truth that whoever was in charge of that, I could tell whoever was in charge of that must have been a fan because of the cinematography. Y'all know I draw, and there was always a shot that I drew of Superman where you really can't see him, and I spent most of the detail in the drawing what he was lifting, which was something the size of a city, and all you could really see was the little red cape. And you know, I wish I still had it so I could show it to y'all. I drew it by hand. The shit came out beautiful. And I saw that shot in the movie, like a version of that shot. And that's how I knew whoever's handling this, they're a Superman fan. And it's not bad, honestly. You can tell when the people that are handling the source material care about the source material. But a motherfucker not going to tell me that James Gunn is a Superman fan making this bullshit?
No,
This looks ridiculous.
And Jules, my Lois
Can I
Lane
just
needs
say
to have
one-
nice titties like Amy Adams. I'm sorry.
Yo, yeah, this is a downgrade from Amy. Amy had a nice ass.
Amy?
Man.
No, I don't find Amy attractive at all.
No, I would lick her
What?
ass. I would lick her ass.
I don't. I'm sorry. She's
I'm
pure
sorry.
redhead.
I'm sorry. Ever since the fighter, when she had that Boston accent, hey, you want to talk about boxing? You want to talk about boxing? You want to eat my bush? Talk about boxing? I don't know. I like Amy.
Can
Go
I
ahead,
just say
Virtual.
real quick. Yo, that is the most Polish looking Superman I ever saw in that trailer.
Polish.
Yo, that motherfucker. That shit looks so bad. Like, everything is bad. Like everybody's costume looks horrible, bro. Like, Guy Gardner's wearing some kind of Village People outfit and shit. It's not just the haircut. The outfit looks bad. It's like I don't know, dog.
This is Dollar Tree Superman, Jules.
And Super Timu, bro. Super Yamcha. Shit is crazy. But other than that, Virtuoso, what do you think about Tyson Fury coming in at 281 for tomorrow's fight?
Okay, you're gonna be using your weight to throw that around against Usyk, but Usyk is hard to pin down, so eventually he's gonna get tired, and that's when Usyk's gonna do work. So I'm thinking late round stoppage.
So everybody on the panel has Usyk winning. Everybody. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm kind of trying to hear the
Yeah.
opposing argument that if somebody
Slava
has
Ukraina, baby.
Leo, what do you think? What do you think? Because you're pretty down the middle and shit. What do you think?
I think Usyk is gonna go with a different game plan, but it's gonna be more of the same in the ring. I don't think Usyk is gonna knock him out. I think if he really has his ways to stay in the fight, at least not get knocked the fuck out. And I don't see it. I don't see him, but I see a decisive victory because after in the second half of the fight, Fury is not gonna do much of anything, and neither is. He's not gonna punch and he's not gonna move. He's gonna go stay there. He's gonna try to clinch and try to throw some punches, but the gas tank is gonna be empty at that time.
Well, if this goes to the cards, can Usyk win a decision in your opinion?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
Turkey's been pretty vocal the last, I want to say 3 weeks in support of Tyson Fury. That's
Yeah, but fuck Turkey. We are talking about Usyk. This motherfucker has won decisions when he wasn't supposed to win a decision.
that's true.
Yes, that's true. No, he did. Are you gonna do a video on this, Drew? Before you don't have to answer. The revamp and rebranding of Ring Magazine with fights, a podcast, everything you said they should have did on their YouTube. Turkey's gonna do. So I know he's listening.
I mean, I did a video about it. I didn't spend a bunch of time on it, but I did do a segment on it about, I want to say, when they announced it like 2 weeks ago. And I want to try this stuff to see what they did. Like, what did they change and look at it to see, well, how is this going to be better moving forward? Because it's a bigger problem than one thing, Drew. It's that print media is dying. The way that people get information, they don't read it themselves no more. They want somebody to read it to them. So the bigger question is there a place for Ring Magazine in today's boxing landscape? Do we need something like that anymore when you have so many content creators covering the sport and everything is digital now? That's really what the bigger question is. I don't mind Ring Magazine. I like it just because of tradition, but I do think there's a question there as to whether or not it's needed in today's boxing landscape.
And I think what it comes down to is how much money he's going to put into have good content with the right type of fighters and guests, and they need a steady stream of content. They can't be one video a week or one podcast a week. Like, bro, you got to update it constantly for it to actually get a brand.
More
online.
like I'm with the brand part, because the whole thing is you're basically asking them to find a unicorn. Basically, you're asking them to be able to hit, because a lot of people do interviews, a lot of people write articles, a lot of people produce content. So what is supposed to set you apart in this day and age that, you know what, you got to give that showbiz kid his flowers, that he's more popular than Ring Magazine. He is. Like, yeah, he is. Like, when he does a video, people go watch it. Whereas Ring Magazine, they used to be the gold standard. But in an era where people don't trust boxing writers anymore, right? They don't trust them as much as they used to, or they're not as useful as they used to be, because these days, the fans can have the interaction with the fighter themselves. What you used to rely on a Ring Magazine, yeah, you can have a boxing channel and do an interview yourself and get your questions answered, you know? So do you really need a Ring Magazine in this day and age? And if you don't, how can they stay relevant? How? Doing what? Because a lot of people do interviews. A lot of people do those. A lot of people write articles.
I think one of the ways they could work is pulling a Benson on the YouTube boxing community. Like, get a couple of the YouTube channel. Like, we want to buy your channel, and your drops are exclusive only to Ring Magazine.
You know, I was going to add to that.
Like if the Ring Magazine had weekly segments from the relay and only the relay. All your relay videos, Jules, are on the Ring now.
I would agree with you, Drew, before I pass it to Virtuoso, but DAZN is doing something like that, and I don't know if that content is being watched. You understand me? That DAZN has Proper Boxing, for example. That's a UK channel. It's one of the bigger channels in all of the YTBC. They don't do videos that often, though. They do monthly videos. Like, they don't really do videos every day, yada, yada, yada. And I don't know if packaging content that way actually works. I can't say that it does or doesn't. I just don't know. And as a consumer also, I don't view content that way. I don't go on DAZN and watch a YouTube video. I go to YouTube. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
Yeah, because like it's interesting to see, Boxing Gems, Rummy's Corner, Showbiz over there on that platform, but they come from YouTube, which is the most popular platform for streaming videos. And it is kind of interesting when I saw Mario Lopez at that gala, because they I like the 3 knockdown rule with Steve Kim.
Shout out to Steve.
And they could possibly do that. Probably acquire the 3 knockdown rule and put it on their YouTube channel for the Ring Magazine. That's how they do it.
The thing that I'm saying is, if I want to listen to the 3 knockdown rule, for example, well, I'm just gonna go to it. If I want to watch Showbiz, not that I do because I really don't. I give him his flowers because he's very successful. However, I don't consume his content. But it's like, if I wanted to view this content, I would not use DAZN as a middleman. So when you make the recommendation that Ring should do something similar, well, I don't actually know that that's going to help. What I think would help more, I guess, is original content. Original content meaning you don't re-upload the Showbiz the adult video that he already uploaded to his channel. What you should do, what I would do if I'm in charge, I would get these prominent content creators to do a sit down and talk about boxing, because that's one thing that you're not getting on YouTube. You're not getting that. You're not getting the guy from Proper Boxing, Hatman Strikes Back, that you can get those popular content creators to do like a show and then have them debate the sport of boxing. Because
I like a first take style of shit.
There you go, bro. There you
go. I will pay to see Jules in there with Ellie Suckback.
Bro, like, I'm just I don't see, I'm a background person. And I, not for nothing, I got a sketchy background. I'm a sketchy guy, right? I steal shit, shoot shit, sell shit.
But you're a personality in the sport. You can't avoid that now.
I'm a very small personality in the sport, bro. That's not for me, bro. It's not for me, It's not for me. I can't be those things, bro.
So if His Excellency promises you 40 virgins.
See, don't say that shit, because then I'm inside. Don't say that, and especially if they look like Mia. Then like, all right, Turkey, you talk that shit. I'm listening, bro. But I'm not the guy for that. I would just say though that if you're looking for something that is not already being done, because originality is invaluable. What is not being done is a confab between popular content creators to debate relevant fights. That's what I see people are doing, is they're producing content for the sake of content. That's like, well, you're just doing it to do it, as opposed to, okay, this is something sort of new, and sort of fresh, that like, what's not being done? A first take for boxing. That's not really being done. Like, yeah, you got the show that ESPN does after the boxing matches, but it's so fucking late. Who's gonna watch it? It's so fucking late, bro. Like, when you got Tim and Kriegel and Tessitore after the fight, it's like, bro, it's like 3 a.m. Time a Top Rank show is done. Motherfucker not gonna stay up for that. And then you got the State of Boxing on the ESPN Plus app.
That's so stale.
That's what I was gonna say, that the reason it doesn't work is because it's not like before. This is the difference between streaming and broadcast television. On broadcast television, it's ready to go. You click it, it's ready to go. Whereas this, you kind of have to find it. Well, you got to open the app, and then you have to find it. It may not be part of your day-to-day routine, in other words. So you're not going to go out of your way to see it. It needs to be packaged in a way where you could bump into it.
The consumer's lazy right now. They want to find. Yes. They don't want to have to search.
Yes. It needs to be packaged in a way where you could bump into it on Instagram, bump into it on Twitter. Like, that's what's going to work now. Like, where things are now, you need to stumble upon it. because we lost that with this transition from conventional cable to streaming. That's what we're losing. We're losing the spillover. You know,
Well-
that people that didn't otherwise watch a boxing match always had the option because of their basic cable package that, well, you know, ESPN's got a fight, so I could just click over to that if it's like a decent fight. Whereas now, yeah, we lost that because that era is over. So when people are only focusing specifically on what they watch, you lose the spillover. You don't get those strays like you used to, you know?
The zone almost had that with Ak and Barack, but one, it wasn't consistent, and two, they had no personality.
Yeah, like I agree with you there that honestly, if it's me, I go to LA and I get some of the homies, and then I go to New York, I get some guys over. Like, you gotta make it feel like you in a barbershop. And I know that's kind of gimmicky, but it's like, yeah, like I figure if you a boxing fan in LA, you probably not even that big on Ak and Barack, because those is two New York cats. It's not a reflection
too
of
local.
who you. It's not a
No,
reflection
it's
of.
not like, or even going from gym to gym. Do each show in a fucking different gym where a fighter's out of, or a man,
The
or
one
a
thing,
trainer.
listen, the one thing that brings all of us together, regardless of where we're from, whether we're Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, white folks, or black folks, is big fucking
Don't
titties.
masturbate.
No, big titties. So you got to get like a nice slutty joint to cover, like maybe that's what
Or
you
you
maybe.
know what, that one joint you follow her on Twitter, Demetria. She used to be the weather chick.
Yes,
She's
yes.
into boxing a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
I could go for that. Because it's like, you showing me a couple of New York cats, right? And God bless them, because I don't got nothing against Ak or Barack. But it is kind of what Undefeated said. I would feel like, yo, the conversation is type dry. These dudes really ain't got no personality like that to make you, I don't know, to just draw you in and listen, you know? And that's a different skill that, I think that's a different skill that a lot of people don't have, that when you speak, people listen. For some reason, I don't fucking know what it is, but when you speak, people everybody don't have that. And
They
I don't,
either listen because they like you or they hate watch.
yeah,
Either
like
or.
Hitler had that.
I'm gonna say Skip Bayless has that shit. Motherfuckers know Skip is a weirdo, right? And he look crazy wearing them young ass sneakers with that old ass face. Like, bro, your face, that shit don't even make sense. But when he talk, he has
That's
it.
fucking hilarious.
But he does have it that whether you agree with what he's saying or not, what drew people to him is you listen. Maybe you don't like the sound of his voice and you want to punch him in the mouth. Or maybe you actually agree with what he's saying. But he has that thing that makes people listen. And
Yeah,
then
because
they'll
he's been
call him
doing
a
this shit for fucking years. Like, it's just been doing the Shannon Sharp and Skit thing. No. He's been doing this shit for fucking years.
Shannon Sharp has it. Shannon Sharp has it. He has it. He's not like you couldn't pay me to watch Shaq talk about basketball, bro. You couldn't though. Like he
But Charles Barkley has it.
But Charles Barkley has it, you know? And comes to regular shit, Shannon Sharp, he got that straight hand. You remember after Strahan and the Giants won the Super Bowl, Strahan was everywhere, bro, because he has it though. Like he has that.
And Sharp is relatable. He's like, man, I would fold when I see a fat ass.
Yeah,
Like, he's
yeah.
relatable.
Yeah, it's not one thing. It's an indefinable quality that when the guy talks, you're actually listening to what he's saying. Whereas with the Ak and Barack dudes, yo, I'm gonna be, and I don't say this to be funny or fucked up or none of those bad things, but when they talk, I stop listening.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what's crazy, Jules? You say that. I have to give it to him. You know, he's a fucking jerk off, though. Mauricio Suleiman has that.
he's a Capricorn, bro. Stop it.
Yes.
We have that, like, not for nothing. We all have that, bro. I have it. You
know-
were Capricorns, bro. I'm sorry, Virtuoso.
Because, like,
I'm
no
a Capricorn.
matter what,
I'm not gonna
Mauricio
apologize for being a
fucking has
Capricorn.
it, bro.
My name
I
is
don't care about
Mauricio
the star
Suleiman.
signs.
He has that shit. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
Yeah, he has that zesty, Mexican accent. But even though
Why
like,
you said
Ari,
zesty?
even Ari, like Ari and Adi, like, look, they're a couple of geeks, but they have more of a personality. They're used to being on camera, you know. Now I don't know
agree.
how the metrics are. I don't know what the metrics are with their show. Yeah, I would bet there's some people that that hate fucking Ari that would listen to him because the guy, knows wrestling. He knows how to talk shit, how to get under people's skin by saying these hot takes.
You talking about Helwani, Ariel Hawaii?
Yes. He's
I
on his own
agree.
also.
I agree that he has it. I agree that I don't know specifically what it is because it's not a pitch and it's not a look. It's just a thing that when the person talks, you're gonna give them that first 5 or 10 seconds to hear
It's
what
his
they're
eyebrows,
saying.
bro.
You think it's the eyebrows?
Yeah, it's Ariel Hawani's eyebrows, bro.
He does look mad all the time, even though he's really like
No,
physically
he looks
weak.
He looks like those fucking those glasses that used to come with the nose and the mustache.
God damn.
That's
Listen,
Yo, motherfucker say he looked like a disguise. His face looked like a disguise, bro.
Motherfucker look like
some
Clark
say,
Kent.
listen. Some say Ariel uses his eyebrows as soundproof foam, so that
Yeah, like
his
he
voice
just
is
lined
not
the walls
acoustics.
with that shit.
Exactly.
Shout out to motherfucking Oscar Jimenez. Capricorn season coming up. Shout out to you, Jules. And y'all fucking shit. Y'all, why y'all gotta remind me that motherfucker?
Smokey said he looks like Neon with 2% testosterone.
You know what he does? He looks like a more masculine. He looks like a Neon who actually can masturbate, like that. Shout
No,
out
I
to
got a
Neon.
comment. I'll go read that because I got a comment to that super chat.
Domo said, we all need something like the old 24/7 to relate to the customer, to the boxer. Regular people don't care that Twitter shit about that Twitter shit they do. I agree with
Fucking
that.
right.
That
Fucking
24/7 though is for the casual. I can't get into that shit.
Bro, I
wanna-
wasn't.
Honestly,
That
worked.
te lo voy a decir, Drew. I only got into that shit for the big fights. Like the big ones that
Yeah.
needed that. Right?
the
Like if
Triple
you're
G,
talking
Canelo's.
yes, or Floyd Oscar.
Or
Yeah.
the Pacquiao when the
Yeah.
Marquez
Don't-
Pacquiao
yeah.
4.
You can't do that for every fight.
No.
You literally can't like my favorite one, Floyd and Shane. When Floyd got mad, like the fuck you mean I look
The
bro,
Spencer Crawford epilogue was great. That
Yes.
the Showtime did. That shit was fucking great.
but that is really reserved for fights that actually have a backstory. And you know that there are some big fights that don't like this fight we're getting this weekend, as big and great as it is, right? It has no backstory. Joshua and Fury, that's backstory. Joshua, if they ever do that, you could do one for something like that. But Usyk is just a guy who's doing his job. That's what he's doing. That's why I fuck with him. But that's what it's not all this deep other shit that he was eating a sandwich and he grew up and then he ate.
Yeah, there's no back narrative. There's no narrative to that story.
Like,
Yeah.
for this fight, it's like I get the chills when I know Usyk's fighting. I get that feeling that shit of like that's.
I
fight
get a
night
partial,
shit.
Drew. I do get a partial, like just a little one for like all weekend, like an all weekend partial, right? Like I do get one of those whenever he's fighting.
But
it
there's
does-
like, who's the fight? I mean, Tyson used to do that for us, Jules. Roy. You know
but
that
but the other
nervousness?
thing is you can't compare. I guess maybe that's just a testament to the American boxing scene that if you're going to talk about larger than life characters like Roy and Mike, well, there are none, not around here.
We got
So-
Boots. And Tio and
Completa.
Brian Norman Jr. and he's like this.
Stop.
The idea is that those things worked when you had these larger than life characters that made them work. But without those kinds of characters, what are we gonna do? A 24/7 about Boots and Brian Norman?
No.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I actually didn't watch that.
And his
That'd
broken
be awesome.
English.
Imagine
And
a
Usyk-
imagine
Go,
a 24/7 on Schofield Senior, bro.
Right? Like what
Yeah.
we gonna do? Mama Sko telling us her
Are you
tips.
guys saying that like
Do y'all see Jules
y'all saying
Header
that, like,
on,
there's
on
no
Twitter
fight?
too? Did y'all see
Actually,
Jules
Chuck
Header on
pumped
Twitter?
their-
One at a time, fellas. I can't hear either of y'all. Go ahead, real talk.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
real
saying
talk.
like, are y'all saying that there's no fighter out there that gets y'all actually pumped throughout the fight week?
Not right now because they don't want to build the look being real. The American fighter, because that is what we're talking about, is too big a chicken shit for all the nerves. See, they used to lay it all on the line before. That was the nature of the beast. They're like, yeah, yo, you might get your ass beat. You know, you might lose. Da 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 da. Today's fighter is doing everything they can to avoid that. So you tell me, what fight out there involving Americans actually has you pumped?
Okay, I think that's the biggest
just one
point.
sec. There's no fighter that gets me pumped either in boxing. The only fighter that actually does get me excited when they fight is Alex Pereira in UFC, because he's all striking and he's gonna knock a guy the fuck out.
No, see, it's not that. I'll give you an example. When I see this girl is fighting, I get excited. Beatrice Ferreira, right? When I hear Inui is fighting, I do get excited. But in America, who, bro? Boots? No, I don't really get I don't get excited when he like the only. Let me pass this. I'll pass it to you after this. The only fight that I can think of that would warrant a 24/7 that I might watch, I might not, is what, Gervonta and Shakur?
I would argue a rematch.
Go ahead, Don.
I would argue two here. I would argue Bam, if he fought someone that's okay.
Yeah.
Bam, and then I would argue Virgil and Boots.
I don't feel that. Virgil is a good, fun fighter to watch to me, right?
Yeah.
Like when I see as a fight, I do want to watch it. But
Okay,
I mean that when we're talking about those 24/7s where
only if he beats Madarmov, then I'm sold on him. If not, then yeah, okay.
No, but it's a different conversation. That's different. That what I'm saying is that if we're talking about bringing back that 24/7 style of shoulder programming, well, you need larger than life characters for that to work. To me, you need larger than life.
Do you think that Ryan had 82 warrant?
That would be
good. Yes, you could.
Yeah.
You could, but don't you also feel that we are oversaturated with the details of that fight? That what do we need a 24/7 for? We know what happened.
It could be cinematic though.
Dude,
it's the only one that has the storyline.
It would still be fun to watch because listen, you have the villain and you have the victim, or you don't really have like a triumphant hero in this. You have a villain and then you have a basically
and a bitch. I'm glad we segued.
I was gonna say it.
I'm glad we segued to Devin.
Lawsuit.
Let's talk about this. You know, because I don't believe shit because Teofimo says it. I like when Teofimo says something. All right, I automatically don't believe you. But Bob came out this week and he did say they did offer Devin a fight. They did make an offer. So my question, and I'll start with Don, is Devin ducking Teofimo?
I would say at this point, yes. He's very fragile. He's a dude. I mean,
go next, bro.
He is such a fragile, psychologically fragile person because he bought into his own hype about being the next Floyd Mayweather. His dad pumped him up. Everybody pumped him up around him. All the yes men. And the guy's pillow fisted. And now we see he doesn't have the skills for the Bills. So psychologically, he's wrecked.
Real talk, is he ducking him?
Okay, so the reason why I say yes for sure now is because of the way he entered 140. When he came in and Teo was talking about retiring, he was going to vacate the belt. Haney wanted at that vacant belt. But as soon as Teo said, nah, I'll retain, Haney went another direction. He went against somebody who was coming off his worst career performance as opposed to somebody who was coming off of his best. Okay, that's fine. If you don't want to say that's a duck, that's cool because he went after the champion. That's fine. But now you're saying a Teo offer. Bro.
Yo, your shit is going in and out. I'm gonna go over to Leo. Your shit going in and out. Leo, is Devin not fighting Teofimo? Is that a duck? They made him an offer after the Ryan Garcia fight. That's what needs to be understood. That whatever offer went out, it was after the Ryan Garcia fight. Is Devin not fighting Teo? Is that a duck?
I think so, but I think it's more about the money. He's gonna overprice himself from now on.
That's a good point.
I think, yeah, that Teofimo Lopez fight could happen, but Top Rank needs to invest so much money that doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
Because for a guy like that, for a guy with a profile, I don't know, he's gonna ask for $5 million, and nobody's gonna give you that.
Mm.
So
It's the same.
yeah,
It's kind of the same with Devin, though, right? Like they're both driving a hard bargain. But if the offer is coming from Teofimo to Devin, and Devin doesn't accept it, having nothing else on the table, by the way, nothing else is on the table, not officially, is that a duck?
yeah, but it's not necessarily because he's so afraid of Teofimo. Because I think him and his father, they understand that they could beat him if they make they fight, and if they fight from the outside and rely on the jab. It's more about, do this fight worth this amount of money for us, and if you don't make this kind of offer, we are not even entertained this fight. If you're gonna fight someone, and even with the other kind of tune-ups, he's clearly outpricing himself from
Yeah.
tune-up fights. So
Yeah.
no, we are talking about Jack Carter, all these guys. The only Devin, I think, if he fights again, he's gonna fight Ryan at close to the welterweight limit, and then I don't know what's gonna happen to him, because the kind of money that he wants, is not gonna be there.
Undefeated, is it a duck?
No, it's not a duck, bro. And I'm not a Haney fan. Hell no. But it's not a duck because, motherfucker, we were chasing you for Undisputed. Your daddy said 20 million.
That is
And
true.
And now, I mean, I don't have nothing lined up. You don't have nothing lined up, but you're sending me a contract where you're the favorite. Like, nah,
That's true. That is
yeah,
true.
fuck out of here, bro. I ain't giving you shit.
That is true. I mean, that who is Tio to get the better? Because that's the other end of it. That it's not like there are particulars in there that 55-45 in favor of Lopez against Haney, when Haney's been on pay-per-view 3 times, and yeah, they weren't huge pay-per-views, but they're still bigger than anything you did, and you're getting the lion's share. You can't, like, are you seriously trying to make this fight? Like, are you? It's a good point.
I mean,
Yeah,
but
but
arguably, he's
at the
he's-
same time, what Devin has to offer to Teofimo?
yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
That's
Who's got
true,
the belt?
too.
Who's got the
That's
belts?
a good point. That is a good point.
Because he's a free agent, quote unquote, but you're always gonna make that kind of money that a promotional company is willing to give you. So,
But
don't-
also,
you don't
let's take
need-
into account Devin's current public perception. Devin's getting it from all angles. The fans don't respect Devin. The fighters don't. The business don't. And Devin,
Yeah.
and let's call it what it is. Devin is one of them front runners. He don't like making fights if he don't have the leverage.
That is true. That
He can't ask for it. He is not in the position to ask for anything right now. He needs to be let in by somebody's
Yes.
good grace.
yes.
He needs to be let in.
Because if you don't make a commitment to a promoter, which you didn't, you want to try out free agency, well, you're only as good as what you're offered. And nobody's offering you 10, 15. Like, no, that's not what they offering you, bro. And you ain't offering nobody shit because you can't. DHP. Fuck is you talking about?
And then you suing fighter. You going about it in a way that is gonna get you vitriol and gonna get you attacked. And I love the memes of someone he was on. I heard he got this new show on HBO Max, Devin in his wedding dress. But no, she was like, he even said it on that Andre Ward podcast where his mental health is fractured right now.
The shit is that they're overcomplicating something simple by pretending. It's like, yo, y'all really. I'm so tired of saying this, but y'all are really trying to cosplay Floyd, and y'all look like 2 fucking idiots. Your son is young and he needs to be fighting. All this other shit you doing, yeah, it's all bullshit. You're just wasting time. Your son is young. These are the best years of your life, and you need to be fighting. That's what you need to be doing. Not podcasts, not lawsuit, not interviews. You need to be fighting. So when they made you that offer, and the weirdest shit about all this stupid shit that happens is, I would pick Devin to beat Teofimo. Teo is No.
I know you would pick him, Jules, but do you think he's rattled right now? Devin?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was with you before this loss, and now I'm like, dude, he's food. Listen, who's Subriel fighting next?
I don't know, but
That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight because he's tailor made for Haney style. And
no, he's not. Yo, I would listen unless you trying to make sure that Devin
Haney
gets
can run. Haney can run.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work with that.
I mean,
Devin,
Jules, he could have been the one taking.
that guy.
He could have took Liam Barrow's belt. Instead, look who got to fucking take it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But Subriel's coming off a loss, bro.
Subriel.
Loss.
No, he had a fight in Puerto Rico with some guy. He knocked him out. He's back in the winners bracket.
Oh no shit! Who'd he fight?
Some fucking nobody. Fucking.
Well,
I would say Teofimo has the style for Subriel, but the question with Teofimo is, can he get his respect? Because he has this, like, you don't, with Teofimo, you don't just stand in front of him. If you do, he's going to counter the shit out of you. The shit is, do you actually hit hard enough to get Subriel's respect? Do you? And I don't know, bro. You couldn't keep Steve Claggett off you, bro. 36 minutes. That dude was all over you. He didn't respect you. If he didn't respect you, I don't really think Subriel's going to respect you. And he hits harder than Steve. But Devin is a fishy foods. If you put him in there with Subriel, Devin's going to the hospital that night.
Yeah.
You can't keep him off. You don't throw enough, and whatever you do throw is baby soft.
Like baby soft? Like
baby dog shit, bro. Not even just baby shit, baby dog shit. Kibbles and bits.
I want to ask
Can I just interject real quick?
I want to ask the cynical Jules this question. We're going to pivot real quick. Is it me, Jules, or the Luigi dude, the perp walk they're doing? This shit looks so fucking scripted and fucking distracting of the people. Just the way they're going about it, Jules. I know the dude died. That's real shit. But just like the false flag narrative, getting everybody worked up.
They're turning him into a patron saint of the common man. I'm so over this generation, Drew, because they're turning literally a blue blood into a patron saint. Luigi is not poor like you.
No.
He doesn't come from what you come from. You're just, they're just kind of elevating him to be all these things when you're just a spoiled rich kid. You're an idealist at the very best, but you're just a spoiled rich kid.
And I get that, and that's where like the narrative of like you're really gonna have all the cameras set up to do the perp walk from the helicopter, the mayor. It looks like you're really pumping him down our throats.
Yeah.
When like Jules, drug dealers die every day. People.
Yeah, but the shit is that I don't look at either of them as being these are just people to me.
Yeah.
You know, that they want him to be a symbol of something, bro. You're literally rich. Literally. You come from a well-off family, so you can't represent people like me just because you shot a man. And I don't condone what you did. Like, I don't care. I don't condone murder in cold blood. I don't. If I do that, if I open that door, that opens the door to a lot of things where a lot of self-entitled, moral authority motherfuckers start doing a lot of fucked up shit. I'm sorry if something happened to your mom. I'm sorry that the world is the way that it is and that CEOs like this guy, have jobs the way that they have. I'm sorry about all of that. But all you did was kill a man. You didn't do nothing for me. You didn't change. And I always come back to this. What did killing that man change? It's still the same. Everything is still the same. You didn't change anything. You just killed a man in cold blood. If you change something,
CEOs are shook.
Yeah,
it looks very false. It looks very false flag.
But Virtuoso, do you honestly believe that the infrastructure of these things is about to change because he killed that guy?
Well, there was a negative reaction to Blue Cross Blue Shield, like trying to charge us for anesthesia. Then when that shit happened, they kind of reversed the decision. I'm not saying that
it's a very small victory, bro.
Yeah,
it's a blip in the news cycle victory.
You gotta understand, a lot of people got fucked over by the healthcare system.
Listen, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but
one at a time. Y'all gotta let Virtuoso finish his point.
Yeah, I don't talk that much anyway. But like there's people out here that are very cathartic about it, so they live vicariously through that shit. So I get where they came from, but it's like it's not gonna change anything. All we had to do was vote for somebody that was gonna fucking change all of that, but they made that political process impossible, so the violent, revolution will be inevitable.
Unless we're actually talking about, if we were actually talking about a revolution, right, and these were actual revolutionaries, I could understand if you're actually doing something. If the blood you spill actually changes something, then I could definitely understand. In reality, you just have a lot of passive aggressive little bitches that aren't going to do a fucking thing, but you're living through this guy who did.
Yeah.
And what he
Listen,
did, I'm sorry to say, it's not going to change anything. Everything is still now the way it was before that man got shot.
one thing did change. I don't know if I mentioned it, but they rolled back the rule about anesthesia. So
Yeah, he just mentioned that. That's
Yeah.
just,
yeah, that's the one thing. Okay, and that is gonna substantially gonna increase your survival or better time in surgery. Like doctors have to rush; they're not gonna make mistakes. It's a lot better. Like I was
I agree
wondering
there,
when I
but
got my
that
hip replacement.
but that rollback is going to get rolled back once the public outcry dies down
forget.
in 6
I
months.
don't
Yeah.
know. It may or
No,
may not. I don't
honestly,
know.
no. That's what I was thinking, Drew. That yeah, they did that temporarily, and in 5 years, when the public lets this story die down and people forget, because they just react. They have these knee-jerk reactions that are blown out of proportion in the moment. Then a year from now, 2 years from now, three, they forget and they don't care. And then when they don't
And
care,
that's where I was going with it in terms of like the false flag narrative of like this is the hot story as opposed to Elon, like, look, they're trying to pass this bullshit ass fucking budget with 1,500 pages that they got to read in 24 hours, and y'all don't see that there's bullshit in on. Let's talk about Luigi. Let's talk about him. Let's see how fine he is. Like, who's gonna? They're talking about who's gonna play him in his movie now. Like, that's what we're Americans for you.
you know that part of me, if I won the lottery, hand on heart, I'm either moving to a fucking farm away from all these fucking morons that I despise, or I'm gonna move to a different country because Americans, I just think they're fucking morons.
Are you
This
gonna
guy's
be off the grid like oh boy and Enemy of the State?
maybe the stuff that I see that like you're turning this guy into a hero or a martyr or a modern Che Guevara when all he did was kill a man in cold blood. That's all you did. Nothing is going to change. I shouldn't have to explain this. Nothing is going to change. Nothing. That didn't do anything. This is not the solution. It's not. I'm sorry. They want this to be more than what it is, but no, this is not the solution. The solution is you either pack up and move somewhere where the ideology aligns more to what you want, but this is not the solution. Killing that guy, I'm sorry. I do think that these healthcare companies are fucking evil. I honestly do. But I also think that many of you people are evil. Well, you're a hero. Who did you save? You killed him. Who did you save? Nobody. It's the same shit. You just wanted an outlet for your anger or your vengeance, but you didn't save anybody. Well, if you're a hero, who did you save? It's ridiculous. And this is the kind of stuff that the American populace gravitates towards. I can only hope that in the next 5 or 10 years, we can all go back to being fucking adults. Because that's what I see. That the last 10 years, everybody acts like a fucking little kid. It's ridiculous.
I mean, saying that, like, I'll say this: 2 governments got toppled within 1 week of this when this murder happened, and it's not out of the realm of possibility.
I don't know that had anything to do with the CEO.
No. I'm saying it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could happen here one day because the populace is tired of CEOs and the oligarchs running the country. So I don't know. It could happen one day, especially if the banks collapse, like they're saying. It might happen in our lifetime.
Man, I just want to see Sydney.
Yeah, but
I just want to see Sydney Sweeney's breasts in my lifetime, bro.
Yeah, that's very good. But okay,
why is that girl everywhere right now? What the fuck?
Because she fucking looks amazing and she has great tits. I gotta take.
A lot of girls have great tits.
Let's say how it is. We have to stop. America, the United States of America, doesn't have oligarchs. Russia has oligarchs. Mexico has oligarchs. America doesn't have oligarchs.
No, Leo, our oligarchs are the multinational conglomerates.
Yeah,
our oligarchs are the Microsoft, the Amazon, the Apple.
Exactly.
Those are our oligarchs.
The pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, but they don't influence and control legislation in the same
Oh,
way
they
Russia
absolutely
does
do,
and
Leo. They
Mexico.
absolutely do.
They do, bro.
Especially in like, so case in point, the Bay Area, like Facebook, Meta, they highly regulate, um not maybe at the federal level, but at the state level. They're highly influential.
But we are not talking about the same thing. Oligarchs, they have full protection of the law. You cannot get them with nothing. You have specialized laws in your country to get these motherfuckers when they are making wrongdoing. You're talking about a corporation having influence over politicians. Of course, that's everywhere. That's not the same as an oligarch. You cannot touch a fucking oligarch in Russia. You cannot touch a fucking oligarch in Mexico, and these other countries that, for example, the oil states, they're absolutely untouchable. And the United States of America, yeah, you can get them when they're trespassing the limits of the law. Now they have inflation, yeah, because they have a lot of money, but that's everywhere. Hello?
Yo, I hear you. What happened to everybody else?
I don't know.
I don't hear nobody.
Okay. So Drew, who do you got in this Saturday fight? Saturday night fight? Usyk or Fury?
Did this show end already?
I don't know, but nobody's talking.
That's super strange. Did any of you guys do a prediction on tomorrow?
You're talking about Fury versus Usyk?
Yes, Fury and Usyk.
Well, I told Julius I think Usyk is going to win by points. I don't think Usyk is going to get him out of there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Okay, so I see it two ways. Because we actually don't really know how much Fury weighs. He came in at 281, but he was wearing a lot of clothes. And I wouldn't put it past him to put some weights in his fucking clothes. And we can't tell how much he weighs because he's got a beard. He's got that big fucking beard, so we can't see his face. Like, we don't know if he sucked in. We don't know if he actually lost a lot of weight. We don't know if he put on 10 pounds. We don't know if he actually weighs 280 pounds, but he's definitely not 281. He had shoes on, pants on, a hat on, a jacket, who knows how many other layers, and he hasn't been in any interviews or face-offs or press conferences. He hasn't worn any clothes. He's always been layered. He's wearing like a sweater or a jacket or two jackets. So it's really hard to tell what that guy's coming in at tomorrow. He might be coming in slim, but it's hard to tell with that guy because he's so fucking big.
Yeah, he might, but
so we don't know.
What is following what you're saying, if he's trying to get in the ring very light and try to box, that shit didn't work the first time.
No, because he can't outbox Usyk. This one thing's for sure that we know. If Usyk and Fury were the same size, Usyk would just completely destroy him. The only reason this fight was even as close as people thought it was, which I gave Fury only 4 rounds, but most people thought it was a lot closer. It's only because of Fury's size, and that's all he has. The only thing he has to bring to the table is his reach and his size, and his reach was nullified by Usyk's skill. Usyk was able to close the distance in the first round.
Yeah,
like, in the first round, I saw as soon as you start landing your rear hand to the belly, that's it. You can land a head punch with your rear hand. He closed the distance right away. So at this point, we don't know how much he's going to weigh because of the beard and the layers of clothing he's been wearing the whole promotion. So we just don't know. Like, I don't know if he's sucked in. I wouldn't put it past him to have weights in his fucking jacket to come in at 181. Like, that's insane.
You think it could be a mind job to where he's not at?
Yep. Dude, he weighed in with the leather jacket, bro.
Well, you know that weigh-in is a ceremonial weigh-in, right?
I know that, but it's just like, what if he came in and weighed in with all his clothes on and just said fuck it? Usyk weighed in, with his medallions on and a shirt on and everything, and it was 226. He's not too far off where he was 222 when he fought the first time. Yeah. So, but
I guess if it's a mind job, that if Fury is trying to throw him off to make him think that he's going to come in heavy and come forward when he's really just going to box again, well, then we know that that's a fight that Usyk can win because that's what you did the first time and it didn't work.
Because we all know that if they weighed the same and were the same height, Usyk would completely destroy him.
Yes, I agree.
No question about that. The only 2 things Fury has on Usyk is weight and reach, and we all know the reach was nullified by Usyk's skill. Yeah. So at this point, if he really is going to come in like at 275 or whatever, it's going to be a very long night for Usyk. But if he decides to be stationary and sit in front of him and try to sit down on his punches, Usyk can actually might be able to be more versatile and punch him more because Usyk got the better of the exchanges on the inside.
Yeah. Shout out to Freeze Temp. Is Fury back on board meat? The thing is that the approach that I'm going to be more aggressive now and I'm going to close the distance on the smaller man. There's no way that works out to where you're not now doing half the work for him. the reason that you made him work before is because you were playing keep away.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
got to
that's
hunt you down.
yeah, he's got to hunt you down. That does force him to work. But if what you're now saying is, well, I'm going to come forward and I'm going to go for the knockout, you're kind of doing half the work for him now because he doesn't have to
You're
find
doing
you.
him a favor.
Yeah, like he doesn't have to find you now. So, you know, either way it breaks down, it's like, and that's why I was settled on my pick. Of course, it's heavyweight boxing, and that's why I love that division because I could be wrong. One bad one could get in, and the whole fucking thing could fall apart. That's heavyweight boxing.
Yes.
But outside looking in, it's just like, okay, well, when did you get hurt? When you came forward. Anybody can go back and watch it. When did Fury get hurt? When did he get ragdolled?
When he came forward, yeah.
When he came forward. When he was playing keep away, he was cool. But when he came forward, he got caught.
I was so surprised at how Usyk got the better of the exchanges on the inside. There was really not much Fury could do. And if you're going to throw a sloppy shot from the outside or a sloppy, lazy jab, that's just better for Usyk. And if you're going to come forward throwing those kind of hits, like you're not going to have a lot of leverage.
And it's not even that Usyk is this unbeatable guy, right? It's just the dichotomy of a bigger fighter versus a smaller fighter. I said this many times in the previous year and before that. Who's the guy that gave Usyk the hardest fight? It wasn't some huge guy. It wasn't a physically imposing fighter. It was Maris Briedis, who's basically eye level to Usyk.
Yeah,
he's not a big guy.
Yeah.
I was going to say Derek, but you know.
Say it again, Virtuoso.
I was going to say Derek too. Derek.
Yeah, but Derek is kind of eye level to him too. About 6'3".
But he's so fucking.
Not only that,
he's so massive though.
There's something about Derek that it's like, you know, he has that fuck it attitude. Like, I don't care how many times you hit me, I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna knock your head off.
Yeah, and in that fight, when Usyk would block, Usyk would get thrown halfway across the ring.
Yeah. You know, you could see that the punches were moving his entire body, even when he blocked them. But it's just that for a man, whether you're 270, let's just say he's 270 or 275, or he really is 281, right? For you to be aggressive from the start and take the initiative, well, that's going to be more physically taxing on you, bro. It is, because, yo, dog, you weigh 270 something. It ain't easy for a man that size to move around. And Fury being built the way that he's built odd. You have very thin legs, and most of the weight is in the trunk. So that's hard on them legs, bro. I seen Adam Smith talking about his legs, that, yo, Fury might not even have his legs anymore. Might not.
Yeah, he's just going to lay into him. But, like, you're going to have to carry that weight also if you're going to come look for him. Because he's pretty elusive on his feet. Yo, it's like, look, the one thing that taught me about the fight, their last fight, is like which fighter is more habitual and who's gonna pay for it. With Fury, what ended up happening to him, what ended up getting him hurt, right, was that he loved throwing those uppercuts. So when he tried to shoe shine Usyk, that's when he threw that straight right, and then followed up with that hook right up top, and he's gonna come look for that.
That's the punch that I'm looking for tomorrow, is the right hook. That's the punch that I'm looking for tomorrow. It's not going to be the backhand. It's not going to be the straight left. I think the most damaging punch Usyk is going to throw is going to be the right hook. Build on what you learned before, because you can come over the top of his lead hand with yours, whether it's a jab around the side while you're pivoting and you shoot your jab, or if you counter his jab with your right hook. You know you can land it. You did before.
Yeah. And you know, when you get tired, you're not going to be able to recover your hands quick enough. That was Fury's main problem, was when you got long arms just like that, man. It's going to take time.
Yeah,
to get them hands up.
Fucking 280 something, bro. It's not to be repetitive, but it's what I've been saying, that you got by because you fight like a smaller man against very big and slow guys. But against somebody who actually can move themselves, a guy who's not big and slow, it's just not going to work. So your best bet now, and I don't even think that's going to work, is being aggressive and coming forward. But the problem with pursuing a knockout is you're likelier to get knocked out doing that. You're likelier to get knocked out when you're looking for a knockout. So, see what happens. What do we think about Catterall Barboza? That looks like it's done.
Oh, goody.
Bro,
Fucking
so
undefeated said it all. He said it all. Yeah, I mean, like, that's not a stylistically great fight. It's a meaningful fight, but it's not a great fight. Like, bro, Barboza's a boxer, and so is Jack. You know, somebody's gonna have to come forward and try to get the other guy. I figure it's gonna be Arnold. Like, you're the away fighter. You're gonna be in Manchester. You fucking better come forward. You fucking better go for it, because you ain't gonna win on the back foot.
Yeah, but they're gonna go faint for faint
Yeah.
for 12 rounds,
Fucking.
and they're gonna round each other by 1 or 2 jabs or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be some marginal bullshit. That is just not a fight that I'm looking forward to. So just on the premise that what Rick Glacier said is true, just on that premise, because like I said, I spoke to someone who's connected, and they said it's not true that they're going to the zone. But let's just, for conversation, let's say that they are. Do you guys view that as a good thing? If so, why?
That's last week. Be switching channel.
Yo, come back when your connection's right, bro. Look,
Yeah, you going in and out. You going in and out. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
I'll take the lead. I'll take the lead. Listen, man. If this is gonna bring about a higher like subscription fee, then no, it's not a good thing. But since you're getting more content under one roof, yeah, that's actually not bad. But another thing that's another con that could outweigh the pros is how's the scheduling going to be if they include Top Rank in the whole thing? So
I mean, that's a great question though, Virtuoso. But I think that it would be better for us because no conflicting schedules.
Right.
You know, no conflicting schedules in the sense that, because that's what we're going to get with Frank and Eddie, that one weekend you'll have a one weekend you'll have a Queensbury show, one weekend you'll have a Matchroom show. And it could be the same thing with Top Rank, that there won't be a Matchroom show on at the same time as a Top Rank show. But even in the event that there is, it's a streaming platform. You have the right to choose. You can watch whatever you want to watch.
You know what? On second thought, Jules, that actually might not be a fucking conflict, a scheduling conflict, because since these motherfuckers like to schedule their fights mad late,
right?
We guess that it would be like a Golden Boy show at 8:00, and then Top Rank starts at 1.
Yeah, because Golden Boy shows tend to wrap early. That's one thing I do like about Golden Boy, that their shows tend to wrap early. They start early and they wrap early.
They're fucking quick.
Yeah, and they're usually pretty good too. They're usually pretty good. But I don't see a problem with that. But Don, what do you say to the people? Because it is a legitimate concern that if most of the boxing is happening on one platform, that makes it a monopoly. What are the potential pitfalls of that, of it being a monopoly?
It's going to be like the UFC, where we're going to get a lot of great fights. We're going to get a lot of good people fighting each other. However, these are the two ways I see it going. If they do fight each other, and if there's money, we may not have like a real big star, maybe 1 or 2 scattered around through the divisions, because they're going to have to fight each other because the money's too good. The second thing is that they're on DAZN and they're not like on TV at a bar, or not as easily as accessible as Top Rank fights are, and they start having money issues, and then whoever is on the side of the money within the promotion, I see another PBC pitfall happening. So those are the two kind of things I see going down.
About the monopoly statement, I disagree. The reason I think this is not going to become a monopoly, if will happen, is because even if there are 3 promotional companies, 4 or 5, there are still independent promotional companies. So we are talking about Oscar, Frank, fucking Eddie. They're going to play their card to try to make their best for their fighters. They're still going to do that. The only thing is they're going to have to compete more often directly. The same way that Frank Warren compete with fucking Eddie Hearn on that fucking card that Eddie Hearn will fucking watch.
The 5 versus 5, which is going to be great, and we're probably going to have that, and I want tournaments
I think I see tournaments and more 5 versus 5 type situations going on, and that's going to be great. But if you noticed yesterday during the promotion or during the press conference, you had Eddie Hearn, you had Frank Warren, and you had Bob Arum all sitting on one side rooting for their guy Tyson Fury, and again and doubting again for the second time, doubting Alexander Usyk. And you saw the look on Alexander Usyk's face that if he doesn't pull this one out with a knockout or a clean wash, he's going to get robbed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. They see more value in Tyson Fury and just trying to restore his greatness, I guess, or whatever it is. They don't see the value in an Eastern European. And that just boils down to finance, you know? That if most of the money in boxing were centered around promoting Eastern Europeans, then they would be okay. But the reality of it is, it's not that way. There's more money in promoting a Brit than there is promoting an Eastern European fighter.
Yes, and this is why I see a financial pitfall happening where it benefits. Let's say you have PBC. Let's say you have them all on DAZN, but somehow Turkey is closer to Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and Bob Arum. That's going to leave Oscar and if what's his name is still around, I can't even say his name. Heyman, if they're still, I know, it's a joke, but that would leave them out in the cold, and they would be the odd man out. So they would probably conspire to say like, well, hey, we could make bigger fights with these guys because those guys don't really have anybody. Yeah. And if Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn want to bring more money to the table, the British fans are going to be more for those guys. So that's where the money's going to be. And if Turkey starts feeling the pinch and things start getting strapped for cash over there, because cash isn't endless.
No, it's not.
It does run out. Like you need to make money.
But I would say that where things are going, right? You know, that this is reason for optimism. If the PBC were to go under, or just they don't even have to go completely under, but their presence in boxing isn't what it once was. That's a reset unto itself that forces the American boxer or the American-based fighter to work with what's actually out there, because what we've had is a lot of guys looking for money that doesn't exist. You put a Spence versus Danny Garcia on pay-per-view, right, to try to satisfy their financial demands. We're in a pandemic. Everybody's stuck at home. The money that y'all looking for doesn't exist, which is why you only did 200,000 buys. What you looking for is not out there. So we'll see less of that you're forced to be realistic. Like what you want don't exist. Devin Haney, Bill Haney, what y'all want don't exist. It don't.
Yo,
it
let me
exist.
just say about that fight about Spence and Danny Garcia. Listen, that fight wasn't appealing enough to get that stimulus money. I'm sorry. That's not what the fans wanted. They wanted Bud versus Spence.
Yeah. Simple as, honestly. And you could say, see, these are the mistakes that they made that, okay, so Errol Spence Jr. has the car accident in October of 2019, sits out most of 2020, not just because of the car accident, but also because of the pandemic. There's a lot going on. So this would have been the ideal time for you to build that fight as a regular Fox fight. And I wholeheartedly believe if you would have, you might have done in the neighborhood of 4 million to 5 million viewers with that fight as a regular fight. And you say that, oh, well, you're not going to make the same money just billing it as a regular fight. Bro, y'all didn't make a lot of money off of that as it is. Y'all didn't make a lot of money off of that. But you sacrificed a sizable portion of the audience. The advantage of being on a terrestrial network as opposed to cable or premium cable is it reaches more homes. More people can see you and watch your fights. But if you're just going to do a bunch of pay-per-views, then what's the fucking point? So you shortchanged. You squandered an opportunity on Fox to reach that many more people by being greedy, by chasing a few more dollars. That Danny Garcia fight should not have been a pay-per-view, especially not in 2020.
So Jules, if Top Rank is not going to go to DAZN, and they are looking for options, where do you think they're going to end up?
The two that are in my head is Peacock, NBC streaming platform, or Netflix. If it's all about exposure and reaching a larger audience, having that kind of pull, Peacock does fairly well. Netflix definitely, bro. I mean, like Netflix, forget it. You know that's the standard right now, the gold standard right now as far as a huge platform that has crossover appeal. And those are the two that I think, because why would Bob go to fucking Amazon that isn't doing shit with the PBC? That is that doesn't make any sense, bro.
But they have 230 million subscribers, Jules.
Yeah, I've seen that stupid ass argument that people are having. I'm like, you just saw the PBC's year in boxing, and you're still making these same points. Like I saw the dude, the Blunts dude. He was saying that shit. I'm like, you just seen they only did 5 shows, dog. They only did 5 shows.
It's not a moneymaker for them. It's just not like boxing is not it's not a moneymaker. It's like when you're dealing with margins in the hundreds of millions. What, a fucking Tank Davis fight's gonna bring you more money? Like
exactly.
Really? Like, what the fuck? Why is it worth promoting that?
And they don't understand that. I think boxing fans still don't understand that pay-per-views are not for the platform. They're not to benefit the platform. That's to benefit the boxing people, the boxer, his manager, the promoter, the chance to make a few more dollars. That's all that is. The platform don't give a shit about that, and they don't make much from that anyway.
They treat Amazon Prime treats boxing, well, at least the US division. The Japanese division, they promote the shit out of boxing.
Yes.
Because they know they got something good. PBC, there really is no assets that you can really say, they're going to bring in the numbers like Canelo. And Canelo's really a subcontractor. Once he leaves, they're done.
Yeah, honestly, I can't imagine what they're going to do if he doesn't stick it out with them next year. Like, bro, 2 of the 5 they did was Canelo fights. 2 of the 5. Yeah. If he leaves, fuck is y'all going to do? Shout out to my man Napoli. Season's beatings and happy holidays to you and yours, Jules. And to all the real fight fans around the world, DAZN runs boxing. They certainly do. You know that pay-per-views is these major platforms essentially want from boxing content what they get from their sitcoms. The goal is the same. They want that week after week, when we're spending money on this content, it's drawing eyes to our platform to make the ad block more valuable. That's what they're in it for, views. And Tank doing 200 or whatever the fuck it is, they don't benefit from that shit. That shit don't do nothing for them.
Star numbers. I'm sorry, that's not Face of Boxing numbers.
It ain't. And no Fox or no Showtime. Like, it's like the craziest thing about all of this is we're still having these conversations. We're still seeing people try to prop this up after the year that they've had. You still haven't learned? What is it going to take?
To them, it's a niche sport. Amazon US Prime, they treat it like a Halloween mask. They bring it out once a year, and it's like it scares the shit out of people because how fucking scary it is over there in the PBC.
For real, that's exactly what the shit is.
So when Bob sees that, he's gonna think, well, they're not gonna commit to us. If that's the way they're promoting boxing over there. So I'll just weigh my options with other platforms. And good luck to them.
Yeah, because they were getting something like, I believe it's 80 to 90 million annually from ESPN. So there are only so many places that you're going to be able to get that kind of money, which is why they were talking about going to more than one platform, because let's say you're getting 40 from Peacock and another 40 from a Netflix or more, maybe they give you, I don't know, 80 themselves, right? You can do more shows, you can sign more fighters, and your presence is more felt. That's the goal for the Top Rank, that, we want a good sized budget so that we can keep all these fighters active and so we get more chances to make money.
Yeah. Hopefully what happens, Jules, is that for the longest time, NBA basketball was on NBC.
Yep.
And it was free and you can anybody can watch it.
Yep.
And I'm hoping what happens here is a good deal where we get all the promotional companies under one platform. We can all just not have 50 fucking subscriptions. And it's an active platform where it's the home of boxing and it becomes a home of boxing, because when DAZN first came out, they had a popularity, but they lost that popularity because then they started charging the pay-per-view prices.
Yeah, yeah. Or if DAZN, I mean, like, this is what I've forecasted for at least the last 2 years, that at present, people only want to subscribe specifically to what they know they're going to watch. But you're going to see in the next, I'll say as soon as 2 to 3 years, that bundles are going to become the thing. So you might get a DAZN Disney bundle, just as an example, DAZN Disney bundle, or DAZN fucking Discovery bundle, where you're getting more than one thing so that you can go back to getting that spillover. The way things are now, everybody just, I know I watch boxing, so that's what I'm subscribed to. I know I watch boxing. I don't watch all this other bullshit that might have came with a basic cable package. This is cheaper to just subscribe to what I know I'm going to watch. But sooner or later, they're going to move away from that. They're going to go back to doing bundles, and that will bring back the spillover that you were getting on cable networks. Because at least with cable, the advantage of a basic cable package to a network was you might draw eyes that don't otherwise watch this content, depending on what it is. Like if it's a really big fight and it's advertised well, you might get people that really are just there to watch fucking the History Channel to maybe watch a boxing match.
What you're talking about is already happening because you know that Hulu has live TV, right?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I think
you got all the live channels. Again, you got to buy a package to get all the channels. So we're back to this bullshit.
Yeah, it goes back and forth, bro. It goes back and forth. It's just that in the last, let's call it close to 10 years, people were moving away from cable because it's like, well, you're going to pay this, but you're not even really going to watch a lot of this shit, quiet as kept. A lot of that shit on, if you had cable, like I had cable, I didn't watch a lot of that shit. A lot of that shit. Like, what was I
had an active cable subscription until, HBO boxing left, and then I'm like, okay, I'm back to apps now. Netflix is kind of cool, but like once you just have a lot of content, you don't know what the hell you're gonna watch. It was a cheaper alternative, but you reach a point where it's like, yo, there's just too much shit to watch.
Yeah, that's kind of how, because I have what I'm subscribed to now, which resembles paying for cable almost. I have Hulu, I have Netflix, I have Amazon Prime, I have HBO Max, I have Paramount Plus, I have ESPN. What else? I think I got 2 more. I got Peacock, and it's like I have so much stuff that I can't. I have a huge cock, and I can't possibly watch all this. The main thing is that you're not going to watch all that shit unless you're just going to sit around all day watching TV. I'm not going to watch all this shit. Some of it I have for my kids.
Do the math in your head. How much are you paying for all that?
Practically what I was paying for cable. Practically. So, some of it, like I have Disney Plus. I never watch this fucking shit. Yeah, I have it for my son.
I don't have that anymore.
I have that for my son. I got the Hulu and all the other shit for my wife and my daughter and all this stuff. And I figure that
YouTube Premium and just to avoid fucking ads,
Yeah, and that's where the money goes. That if you're wondering, well, how can you save a few bucks? Just pay attention to where your money's going. Because a lot of what I watch more than anything is probably Netflix, HBO Max, and Prime. That's what I watch. That's what I use the most to watch whatever I want to watch. But other than that, a lot of that other shit, I got that shit for my kids and my wife. I don't watch a lot of that other shit, So we'll see, man. We'll see. But that's all it is. It's a transition. It's the move away from cable, which is eventually going to resemble cable. Basically, that's eventually what it's going to resemble.
Yeah, man.
Shit is crazy, man. Which I'm ready for this fight, man. I'm ready for this fight.
Yeah, man. It's just
good.
Was there any other fight in the undercard that really interests you besides Dave Allen and Johnny Fisher?
I mean, like a fight like Dave Allen and Johnny Fisher, right? I like that because it's like I know what's gonna happen. I just want to see somebody get hurt really bad. Does that make sense? That I want to see Dave get knocked out. I want that.
I think he might end up with another crater like to the dome, just like Frazier.
Yeah, like I like the Italma. I mentioned it earlier that I like the Italma versus Dempsey McKean fight. That's a good acid test fight. You know what I mean? Like that actually is a yeah, because that kid doesn't have a lot of fights, and he's young. He's fucking 19 or 20 or some shit like that. So it's a good fight. Bohachuk versus Ishmael Davis, I think it is. I don't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen Ishmael fight, but if nothing else, I know that Sergey's gonna throw like a gajillion punches, so it should be a decent watch.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, it's a pretty light undercard. You know, I just it's all about getting to the main event, which is gonna be like at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch some porn in between there, some Violet Myers videos. I wish she would collaborate with Mia. That would be epic. That would be like Darkseid versus Thanos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
6 hours live on YouTube, man. You guys get to hear Jules masturbate while the Mac is on.
Yeah, man. You get to hear the FAP.
Yeah. Mia's retired.
No, she's not. She's on OnlyFans,
No,
back
she
to her old
is.
shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
doing that
she's
on the
doing
side,
porn
but,
again?
like, she's not really like involved with the studio.
No, yeah, but she's just in the business of porn for herself. She's still doing porn, corn.
Yeah. Just personalized.
Yeah, like basically she's an
okay.
independent contractor now. She's not with a promotional outfit.
She's a free agent.
She's a free agent. That's what they all are. Free agents.
Hey, yo, man, I'm about to head out now, but my phone's about to die, man.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up too. I'm gonna watch some movies and shit. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Y'all motherfuckers be there or be square. You motherfuckers.
Okay, nos vemos entonces.
I have for sure.
Peace out.